Live across America, the PM Show with Mike Horn on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Hello, everybody. This is Michael Horn. Actually, this was a horrible Michael Horn impression.
Well, hello, Michael Horn. This is Paul Stern.
Hello, Paul. I tried to impersonate Michael Horn. Unfortunately, I don't have that real baritone voice to pull that off.
And I tried to do a Paul Stern impersonation, and I didn't pull that one off.
No, it didn't work.
Of course,
out.
we're both sick, so that's probably why. That's Eric Hines. I'm Eric Joseph, and this is the PM Show.
That was the introduction. That worked out really well. Yeah,
that was nice. All right, let's stop the show now.
Yeah, we do have some stuff to talk about, Eric Joseph. Of course, Power of E Squared is on the air. The lovely Courtney Cadera, although she is on a trip to Laughlin apparently this weekend, she did print us out some stories. And boy, there's some pretty interesting stuff here. Did you hear about the Justin Bieber incident?
Yes, and I have an update for that. But let's get into it.
Let's do it. The first I heard about Bieber, I heard that Bieber was driving very fast in his Calabasas neighborhood.
Yeah, he's always been known. I mean, he has that Ferrari. He's had a what was it? The Fisker car, that one of those really hot,
Sure,
really expensive cars.
And the electric car kind of thing?
No, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he has a Ferrari, and he was driving really fast through his gated community in Calabasas, and former NFL player Keyshawn Johnson was walking his daughter out of the house, or a house, and saw him drive past really fast, and he was concerned that his daughter could be hit or somebody else.
Yeah, which I agree. I mean, this is the first I've heard that it was actually Keyshawn Johnson that kind of interjected in this whole incident. I did hear about Bieber's unsafe driving, but now another celebrity gets involved, Keyshawn Johnson.
Yeah, now here's the best part about Keyshawn Johnson. So this is on Friday. On Monday, on Memorial Day. Hopefully everyone had a good Memorial Day out there. Anyway, so Keyshawn Johnson sees Bieber driving really fast in his Ferrari down in the gated community. Keyshawn Johnson then hops into his Prius and chased down a Ferrari. Which beautiful. Is just in itself amazing. And I guess once the Prius or Keyshawn Johnson got to Bieber's house in the Ferrari, Bieber apparently had switched driver's seats with somebody. This is an unknown information here. This is new stuff here, because the TMZ did talk to Keyshawn Johnson earlier today, and he's still angry. This has been 5 days now. It's been a week. He's still angry, and rightfully so. I mean, the guy's got a kid, and Justin Bieber's 19 years old and driving over 100 miles probably in the gated community, which is probably 10 miles an hour.
And I hate to say, is Bieber, I noticed here that after he was kind of apprehended or attempted to be apprehended by Keyshawn Johnson, he actually ran into his house and refused to come out. I don't think he was afraid of getting his butt kicked. I'm actually speculating that Justin Bieber was under the influence. That's what I'm speculating.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think I don't know if it was confirmed or not, but I do believe that a day afterwards, there was a video,
Bieber tweet?
The photo surfaced of Bieber driving his Ferrari smoking a joint of marijuana.
Interesting. See, now usually when guys smoke joints and drive their car, they drive really slow, man.
What?
They drive. But Bieber's a different story. I mean, Bieber's kind of like a superstar. So superstars do all kinds of weird stuff when they smoke weed.
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing. I'm speculating that Bieber, you're probably right. Bieber was probably smoking weed and drinking alcohol and wanted to show off to his, maybe 21-year-old supermodel girlfriend and drove 100 miles per hour in front of Keyshawn Johnson.
Well, Keyshawn said it right really quick. To quote him here, he said, "You got a 19-year-old kid feeling entitled, speeding up and down the highway, and that's all the neighbor. That's why all the neighbors are mad."
Yeah,
you can't do that.
Well, in Calabasas,
right.
You actually can't even smoke cigarettes in Calabasas. Did you know that? If you go to Calabasas, you can't smoke cigarettes out there in public spaces.
Calabasas, part of America, freedom.
That's it. You can't drive fast, Bieber, in Calabasas. Guys, stick around. More great stuff coming up. Kate Middleton news, Mariah Carey, Lance Armstrong. Boy, that guy's got some balls. We'll be back right after this.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel. Located in the heart of Maui's premier resort, Kaanapali Beach Hotel is officially recognized as Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel and the #1 best value in Hawaii. With a range of accommodations and affordable dining options, this is the ideal setting to turn Hawaiian dreams into lifelong memories. Live Hawaiian entertainment every evening, free year-round children's programs, weekly arts and crafts fairs, welcome breakfast, and departure kukui lei ceremonies add to the value. Swim in the whale-shaped pool, indulge in the fabulous spa and hotel salon. Enjoy Hawaiian hospitality at its best at the Kaanapali Beach Hotel. Call 800-262-8450 or go to kbhmaui.com. That's kbhmaui.com. Aloha.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the PM Show. The Power of E Squared is on the air. Eric Joseph, Eric Hines, and we're settling in here for the weekend. Of course, this is the weekend edition of the PM Show. We got all those juicy news stories. Now, Eric Joseph.
Yeah, before the break, I'm sorry, I have to jump back into this. Before the break, we were talking about Justin Bieber and
the Beeve,
being chased down by a Prius, which was owned by Keyshawn Johnson, a former NFL player who was witnessing Justin Bieber driving irately and at a high rate of speed in his gated community. Anyways, we were talking about that, and then during the break, you said that you actually liked the Justin Bieber Baby song, which I do too. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
However, I then asked you.
Don't judge me.
I then asked you, were you playing that earlier today? And you said no. Now I turn to you, Art Martinez, our engineer here. Were you playing that song earlier today? Because I swear to the audience, at one point during the day today, I heard, baby, 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 oh, like baby. I heard Justin Bieber's song.
Now, if I was playing it, I definitely admit it. I was not playing Justin Bieber's song today.
Art raised his hand.
Art raised his hand. Justin Bieber. Go for it, Art. What happened, buddy? Give me some insight here. Why were you playing the Bieb?
I had to play it because it was on an email that
Is this for a bumper?
Yes.
Oh, so they're going to use that song as an intro or outro to a radio show.
The Wise Guys show tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. For the Wise Guys sit down hour, yeah.
Which is an awesome show. You guys should definitely check it out this weekend.
Saturday at noon.
Yeah.
Right here on CRN1.
At noon Pacific. Yeah.
I would not. I really wouldn't.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be caught dead playing Justin Bieber.
That's okay. You don't have to make excuses.
Dude, I'm a Slayer fan.
I know.
We know you're a Slayer. I just sang Justin Bieber songs, so there's no need to own your masculinity. I'm admitting that I, a grown man, just sang Justin Bieber on the air. So
yes, you did.
And we all love Slayer. So, anyways,
yeah. Oh my God! Yeah, I
just want to get that out of the way. So that's the Justin Bieber issue.
That's Justin Bieber.
I'm sure something else will happen over the weekend.
Kate Middleton, of course. I'm not a big follower of the pomp and glamour of the royals. I think being an American, that's part of our American right, is to not really give a crap about the royals.
Here's what I'm really sad about, and this is to take 2 seconds out of this. Yeah. I felt that when Kate Middleton and Prince, not Henry, Prince Henry.
Is it Prince?
Prince William? Sorry,
Prince William. Yeah. Prince William.
Wrong Prince.
Yeah.
When Prince William and Kate Middleton got married, I thought it was really nice the way how luxury and glorious and all the news coverage. It was
like a Disney
awesome.
movie.
It really actually made me feel like, dang, I kind of wish we had
like royalty.
Not royalty, because believe me, we've had 44 presidents that have not kept this country straight.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, we have Kim Kardashian. She's kind of
that's
like
my point.
Yeah.
Right after that, we had the Kim Kardashian, Chris Humphries
divorce scandal
wedding of 17 minutes, and they try to make that seem like it was the American version of a royal wedding, and I really got disgusted by this country for that. I'm not disgusted with this country. I don't want to say that, but I got disgusted by this country.
Yeah, well, I do got to give you credit, Eric Joseph. I feel the same way. It's like when you're watching these things with these royals, we really don't want to give a crap, but in reality, like 65% of Americans kind of want that stuff in their life. Like they look for that kind of stuff.
Well, and I'm sure it's every little girl's or maybe little boy's every dream to have that awesome, they
talk about the dress,
the entire world's watching wedding,
the horse-drawn carriage. I mean, come on, the horse-drawn carriage? Are you kidding me? It looked like
that would be pretty cool to show up. Like when I get married,
yeah.
If I get married, who knows? That's what I want to arrive in style.
Well, you know what this does?
But
It's
my
great.
my horse-drawn carriage, the
Yeah.
carriage will actually be on hydraulics. So when I ride the horses,
Today was a good day. Well, I'll tell you, the thing is,
Straight up.
it raises the expectations for every woman across the world. Is that every woman imagines that they're going to have some kind of like this like amazing wedding, and we all know this. That for most Americans, do you get married in like some courthouse? You know, you're wearing like your mom's dirty dress.
I'm not.
It is what it is. I'm just throwing it out
All
there.
right, because I work in radio, I have
Yeah.
to do this, and I apologize to my friend. I really wish her the best of luck. But this weekend, I'm going to a wedding.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a BYOB wedding.
It is a BYOB. Well, I mean, people don't
I've
have a
never
lot of
heard
money
of that
right now.
before. No,
Yeah.
I understand, but I've
Yeah.
never heard of that before. BYOB.
I've never heard of a
It makes
BYOB.
sense.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bring my own B. I'm going to,
Bring your own wine. BYOW.
yeah.
Blow.
I was going to bring my own flask, but
Yeah.
whatever. Blow?
No, blow. Bring your own wine. B-O.
Oh, I thought you were trying to say bring blow. I'm like, what, you trying to tell me to bring cocaine to a wedding?
Yeah, man. No, I just people don't have a lot of money, and I'll be honest with you. Like with my wife, we got married, and it was a nice wedding. We had family there, but I'll tell you what, she always wanted to have like the $1 zillion wedding. Every woman in America wants to have the $1 zillion wedding.
Now, here's the guy's viewpoint, I think. Personally, this is my viewpoint. Why do you want to get married with a bunch of people watching you? Here's the reason why I don't want an audience.
Okay.
Because then all those people that I invited to my wedding will all know when I get a divorce.
That's like a bigger deal, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it builds up
It's like, hey, you know
expectation.
what? Oh yeah, I'm married. No big deal.
Yeah.
Oh, look at us. We're so happy. We're so happy. You know what, guys? We tried it and didn't work out. This is embarrassing.
Well, I mean, but that's part of the entertainment, though. Like that's another thing is like people generally, I think, like to know all those juicy tidbits. Like we go to the wedding. Okay, here's an example. Okay, so my friend, I'll just call him Jeremiah, even though that's not really his name.
Okay, we're gonna call him Aaron.
I'll just call him Jeremiah, and he got married to a girl who it was really funny. We're at the wedding reception after the wedding. And Jeremiah and his wife are sitting there, his new wife, and my best friend, we'll just call him Kobe. My best friend Kobe was sitting there and next to Jeremiah, and I was sitting there, and Kobe keeps looking at Jeremiah's wife saying, I know you from somewhere. I know you from somewhere.
Oh no!
And then all of a sudden,
It clicks when the alcohol starts.
after a few
I
rounds,
met you at the bar, right?
after a few rounds, he says, I remember you.
Oh no! Oh no!
You were a stripper at, let's just call him Matt's wedding. You were a stripper at Matt's bachelor party.
And that's where they met. What a beautiful story.
Well, no, Jeremiah, we'll
Did he
just
know
call
already?
him Jeremiah.
Yeah,
He knew of her previous incantation
okay,
as
so
an
no big deal.
entertainer. But at the same time, I don't think he was expecting that on his wedding day.
Yeah, and especially now that he knows that his buddy has seen.
I know you care.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, babe, put it on the pole.
You are my love.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
You are my heart.
Is this baby? This is baby.
Yeah.
We'll ever be apart.
We an item. Oh damn! I ruined it.
Yeah, I mean, just a very shocking story. And then, of course, when things fell apart, it was kind of like it was another talking point. It was like, oh yeah, well, it fell apart, and then well, we all knew that was going to happen. I mean, come on, people like soak this stuff up.
Oh,
They
they
live
do.
for this
They
stuff.
and the worst is if you've been divorced once or twice and you're getting married again.
Yeah.
Then you have those nasty family members. What number is this one? I've never witnessed that, but I was just assuming that there'd be some nasty members of the family going, let's see how long this one lasts.
Well, Kate Middleton, of course,
Let's
she
get back
was.
to the story.
Do you remember that she was, I guess, criticized for maybe her weight? Which
No.
is there was a big weight thing that they were talking about. Maybe she gained some weight, then she lost some weight.
So she's pregnant.
Well, I mean, this is at the time she got married.
Oh, okay.
And then, of course, her sister was like super hot. Kate Middleton's sister is like ultra hot,
Was
and
like
so that was
Scottie
like an
Pippen or
issue.
something,
Like
right?
she one upped Kate, her sister. Like
Yeah,
really,
her name was like Scottie Pippen or something like that.
was it Scottie Pippen or Kobe?
No, it was
Bryant?
like Pippi.
Pippi
Not
Longstocking.
Pippi Longstocking, but
Pippi Middleton.
something like that. Obviously, his last name's Middleton.
I'm guessing. Well, either way. So there's this whole like this drama behind that. Well, apparently now Kate is going to be moving in with mom and dad after the royal baby is born. She'll be moving, with her parents Carol and Michael. So she won't be living at the palace. She'll be living with mom and dad. Which is that? I mean, is that a sign of maybe some problems? I don't know.
No,
You
it
think-
says temporarily. You got to read the story, Eric.
Well, I understand it's temporarily, but this is to me. After my child was born, all three of them. I mean, the first place my wife went was home with me, and it just seems a little strange. I don't know.
No, I think it's great that she's moving home with her parents, get some help raising a kid.
All right, we'll find out more about this. I think this story is developing as we speak.
Attention business owners. Did you know that over 50% of people who search for a local business are doing it on their mobile device? If your business doesn't have a website designed for mobile viewing, then you're missing out on a huge amount of new customers. The good news is that ABI Hosting is now giving away a free mobile website with every annual business plan. That's right. Sign up with ABI today, and we'll include a mobile version of your website absolutely for free. This doesn't replace your current website. It's an additional version optimized for mobile viewing that you can also edit and further customize. It's loaded with high-tech features, including click-to-map and the popular click-to-call feature, which makes it even easier for mobile users to find you.
Is this item in stock?
I'd like to make a reservation.
To learn more, call now.
1-800-769-0887. That's 1-800-769-0887. Get your free mobile website now. Again, 1-800-769-0887. That's 1-800-769-0887.
Chuck Wilder here, host of the original Talkback. Noon to 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time, 3 to 5 out there on the East Coast. You know, we cover everything you need to know to keep up with what they don't want you to know. Talkback, CRN, Digital Talk, noon to 2 Pacific Daylight Savings Time.
Tired of calls, levies, and liens from the IRS or hiring others who don't get the job done? Call Wall & Associates and you'll never talk to the IRS again. The IRS has a program to eliminate tax debt, and Wall & Associates professionals are trained to maximize its benefits for you. You always speak with a live person with real support and real knowledge. We've helped thousands of taxpayers like you settle their tax debt with the IRS for a fraction of what they owe. We solve tax problems. Call Wall & Associates now. 800-720-6036. We have the professionals who know how to solve tax problems. If you owe money to the IRS, your tax problems are not going away by themselves, and the passage of time will only make matters worse. Act now, before it's too late. Call Wall & Associates right now to speak to a professional tax relief agent.
Call 800-720-6036. That's 800-720-6036. Again, 800-720-6036.
The best show in the world is Two Scorpions in a Brandy Glass. I'm Barry Farber. It is nice when you call and say, "Oh, Mr. Farber, I agree with you," but that really gets us nowhere. I want your enmity, hostility. I want your questions. Give me a call right here on the Barry Farber Show. Weekdays, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the weekend edition of the PM Show. Eric Joseph, Eric Hines, the Power of E Squared is on the air. Our good buddy Art Martinez holding it down for us. And I want to get to this one because I do got to change the tone just a little bit. Mark Hamill, of course, we are now going to be blessed with 3 more Star Wars movies. Have you heard about this?
Yes, I have. And I also just want to say that Mark Hamill, the greatest Joker ever.
Mark Hamill was the greatest Joker.
For all the Joker animated
absolutely.
animated TV shows and stuff like that with Batman and Joker.
Also, I would say the only Luke Skywalker. I mean, I'm sure there's others that have portrayed Luke Skywalker, but this
maybe
was
in
the
plays
only,
or something.
This
have
is
they
the
ever done a Broadway Star Wars? And if they haven't, that might be interesting.
Why they haven't is beyond me.
Anyways, yes, Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill, you know, of course, he got into this motorcycle accident years ago that really put a damper in his career. He had to go through like reconstructive surgery in his face, and he had a lot of like emotional issues and whatever. All this stuff happened to Mark Hamill.
It just helped him become a better Joker, I think.
I think you're probably right. It definitely gave him that dastardly. It took him over to the dark side a little bit. And, you know, Mark Hamill went through a tough time. But, of course, things, you know, turned out good for Mark Hamill. You know, possibly 3 movies, you know, with Disney doing the Star Wars thing. But apparently, those paychecks aren't exactly rolling in just yet. This is the story that we're getting from the news desk. Apparently, he's been busted smoking used cigarette butts from public ashtrays. If you could believe this, TMZ reporting that Mark Hamill is creeping us out. The Star Wars star was photographed digging through a public ashtray for used cigarette butts and then smoking them in his BMW.
Maybe he's getting ready for a role.
Let the good times roll.
That would be the voice of Mark Hamill. This is something that when I was a young man, I knew a group of ragtag gentlemen that would call these things refries.
Refries?
You call them refries, and they're cigarettes that have been left in ashtrays by people entering like malls or other public areas.
Put half your cigarette out or whatever,
and then
Mark Hamill just comes by, and I'm assuming he like slithers by,
He just grabs closely to the trash.
That's actually really good.
Goes through and let's see what we have here. Oh, this one looks nice. Oh, people are coming. I should run away.
That's it.
Back to the bushes.
You totally put me in the mode here. I can see that happening. Mark Hamill, and I'm wondering what the heck's going on with Mark Hamill. Is
How
he
much
not
are
getting...
cigarettes? Like $6?
They're pretty expensive. $6. Yeah, $6 a pack.
But if he has a BMW,
it must be an old BMW. I was going to make a comment. I'm not going to do that.
Moving on up.
In addition to TV guest spots and convention appearances, Mark has also had a healthy career doing voices in cartoons, of course, most notably in Batman the Animated Series. Not to mention the guy is all but definitely going to star in Star Wars 7. So again, this guy's got like millions of dollars coming his way, and he's smoking these refries.
just sounds weird. Episode 7.
Yeah. I'll have to find out more about that. Yeah.
Good for you, Mark.
Corey Feldman, of course, we all know him. We all love him. He was reunited with the famous $100,000 jacket that he wore in Dream a Little Dream. I got a picture here for our friends that are watching in the CRN Interactive chat. I'm just going to track this down here. It's in this somewhere in all these news stories. Hold on. Okay, there it is. Okay. You see here, it's like kind of like this punk rock studded Elvis Presley-ish kind of jacket. We've all seen this jacket. I mean, it's just like an 80s staple. Apparently, it was missing for quite some time. It was someone jacked the $100,000 item right from under his nose. It's a crazy story. Someone snatched the coat while he was hanging out at the House of Blues in 2011. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Corey Feldman still wore this jacket after all those years?
Well, Corey Feldman's already just kind of a cuckoo guy.
He was like 14 when he did this movie.
Yes, and apparently he still has the same body mass.
He's like 44 now. It's like 30
He's not
years.
44, but he is.
He's older than I am.
Is he older than you?
Yeah, I'm 36.
He's probably in his 50s. Just kidding.
He's got to be at least in his 40s.
Yeah, probably. But just maybe he was using it as like a lap coat or something like that. Like,
it's funny to say. I actually seen Corey Feldman. There's a restaurant that I go to. I go to one of these whacked out Southern California liberal vegan restaurants. You know, I fit that bill pretty well. And I saw Corey Feldman there. So if you guys ever want to possibly catch a glimpse of Corey Feldman,
don't.
You could go to this vegan restaurant in Chatsworth, actually, California.
Chatsworth?
Chatsworth. It's Chatsworth, California. Actually, probably Granada Hills. And you'll find him there. And that's what he does. He goes to this vegan restaurant. And he is a very strange guy. If you remember him from his show, The Two Coreys. Was that the name of the show, The Two Coreys?
Yeah.
The guy's insane.
Now it's 1.5 Coreys.
I think it's one.
Well,
I think it is just one.
The spirit still lives on.
Why did he? Never, I'm not even going to go there.
Why Haim, not Feldman?
Why did you?
We've all questioned it. I think God even questions it at night. Shoot, I really messed up that one.
That one up. Guys, stick around. I'm just joking, Feldman. You're a good guy. Entertaining guy. I liked your movies. You are kind of a whack job. But we love
so
it.
So is Haim.
Yeah. Guys, stick around. More great stuff coming up. It is the PM Show. Eric Joseph, Eric Hines, the Power V Squared is on the air. We'll be back right after this.
Listen, if you're considering buying hardwood flooring, don't do anything until you've written down this number and received your free Lumber Liquidators catalog.
The flooring with high quality with an unbeatable price tag.
Call in the next 10 minutes to get your free catalog.
What I bought at Lumber Liquidators is a vastly higher quality than flooring I had installed 6 years ago, and for a fraction of the cost.
So if you want great hardwood flooring at unbeatable prices, trust Lumber Liquidators. We buy direct from the mills. Call right now to get our flooring guide and catalog absolutely free. It's filled with top-quality hardwood flooring, including solid hardwoods, laminates, and bamboos, and even Bellawood pre-finished flooring with a 100-year transferable warranty. The same floor Bob Vila has in his home. This free catalog is full of tips, ideas, and our flooring project list to make your buying decisions easy. Hurry, call right now to get a copy of this free guide and catalog. Call 800-542-0122 to get your free copy now. 800-542-0122. 800-542-0122.
There's one thing BioSI Technology would like to make perfectly clear: your pond, fountain, or water features. BioSI scientifically tested product Water Doctor will naturally rebuild, restore, and renew your water features, helping them become clear, odor, and algae-free. It's child and animal safe and clearly the best.
Ask for BioSI products at your local garden center or order online at Amazon.com, HomeDepot.com, or directly at BioSITechnology.com. That's BIOSITechnology.com.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names.
Really? Yeah.
They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
If you're struggling to find reliable senior living information for your mom or dad, then call or go online to get the free help you need during this turbulent time. Call now, 800-704-6182, 800-704-6182.
It's a fact. You can make thousands of dollars flipping houses. Discover the secret house flipping formula from Dave and Pete, the stars of A&E's #1 hit show, Flipping Boston, for free.
Hi, it's Pete and Dave. We're giving you our flipping formula for free. It's what we use to find the right house, flip it fast, and get paid.
It's time to stop just talking about flipping houses and start doing it. Now is one of the best times in history. USA Today reported that you can make thousands of dollars in profit flipping houses.
In New York City, the average profit was over $118 grand. Omaha, it's over $71,000. Lake Havasu, Arizona, the profit per flip was $87,000.
And we're going to show you how we do it for free. Stop dreaming. The houses are there. The opportunity will never be better. And for a limited time, the flipping formula is free.
Call now, 800-326-1740 for your free Flipping Formula Strategy Guide DVDs. Just pay processing. That's 800-326-1740. 800-326-1740.
AJ here from the Tee It Up Radio Network. Each week we cover the world of golf for you. Celebrating 18 years, Tee It Up continues to bring you fresh inside the ropes reporting and one-on-ones with Hollywood's most passionate golfers. So stay in the know with the Tee It Up Show, Sunday morning 6 to 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, live right here on CRN, Digital Talk Radio.
Catch the gang from Tee It Up on CRN1 Sundays 6 to 8 a.m. Pacific Time, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio. Trying to log out of my Facebook before we get back on the third segment, I should say. Fourth segment.
Before someone else logs on.
Yeah. Paul Stern, I was actually logged in as Paul Stern here for a second. I probably could have looked into the deep, dark world of Paul Stern, which we all know it's deep, dark. Yeah, there's something going on there. There's no hiding that one. Paul's got a shady life. There's so many things I could say about that, but I won't because we're on the air right now. But I'm just going to tell you that I gladly log out of Paul's as quick as possible when I see that I'm logged in as Paul Stern. I just very quickly, I'm like, get me out of here quick. I don't want anybody to try to like IM me while I'm logged in as Paul Stern.
I completely agree.
That was a good one. So during the break, me and Eric Joseph were talking about Facebook buddies. Eric Joseph, you're talking about a friend of yours that's getting married.
Yes.
And it's a BYOB beer bash. I was mentioning that I have a friend who looks like he's like 42 or 45. He's really not, but he's in his late 30s, but he looks much older. He has gray hair and a gray beard. And his girlfriend looks like she's like 19. In the pictures that they have up together, she looks like she's like 19.
Do you know how old she actually is, or
I don't? And I tried to creep onto her Facebook page. You know, sometimes it has the person's birth date.
Yeah,
I tried to creep in there.
Most women don't put that out
The
there.
age, I think you're probably right. But it does also for most women my age, it doesn't show their last education as being high school. Right? Am I right on this, Art? Usually for like ladies that are of a more sophisticated nature, you'll see like maybe a little bit of community college.
You're saying sophisticated.
Maybe
She's
even
dating your friend.
Oh wait, where is it? There we go.
Sorry.
That's well earned.
I don't even know your friend.
No. Believe me, this
Seems like a very nice guy.
This is definitely a nefarious situation because legally, she is. I hate to even use this term because it just sickens me. She is of age, apparently.
Yeah, that is kind of a weird.
It's a very strange term.
Okay, this is a completely different story
age.
here. Going back to Justin Bieber now.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a 20. I believe she's 25. She's claiming that Justin Bieber had fathered her child.
Oh.
Problem is, Justin Bieber at the time would have been under 18.
I've heard about this. I've heard this story.
I know you care. Just shout whenever, and I'll be there. You want my love.
Oh yeah.
You want my baby.
You want my money. Oh yeah. I'm surprised this kind of thing for Bieb didn't happen earlier. I mean, usually when
Well, it
stars
happened, I think, 2 years ago as well.
Okay. So this is a different.
This is a new one, yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so this isn't
But
like
I'm sure
development.
it's gonna.
It'll go away. He'll give her like $100,000 and it'll go
Or
away.
I'm sure he's probably not even the real. I'm sure she's just some crack job who's just like, oh, I met him once and.
It's the Bieb. He's just such a little goofball. I mean, the thing is that when you hear these stories, like if you say someone like Barry White.
Barry Manilow.
Well, it's another one. I can't imagine like some woman coming out and saying, I'm having Barry Manilow's baby. It was like the Michael Jackson thing. No disrespect to Michael Jackson fans, but when Michael Jackson actually had a woman that said that she was pregnant with his biological children, we all kind of threw our hands up there and said, yeah, right.
We all kind of went,
yeah.
Close the mouth.
Yeah, it was a little disturbing.
Jaws dropped.
And we knew that it wasn't done naturally. It was probably done in a doctor's office. I mean, come on. Just let's get real. And the Bieb is just such like he's so meek. Such a small little man. And he has his Ferrari and he drives real fast around the neighborhood and big football players want to kick his butt while they're chasing him in their Prius. He's just like he's not cool.
Look, here's the bottom line. I look at it this way. You got a kid, 19-year-old guy.
This is Keyshawn Johnson.
Yes, it is. I'm tired of y'all chasing me around, bothering me, inconveniencing me with Justin Bieber questions. So, at the end of the day, he's 19 years old. He's speeding through a residential neighborhood. One of the things that we do as whatever you want to call us, celebrities or whatever, we want our peace of mind. We try to get behind gates so we can enjoy our families and enjoy our lifestyle. But you got a 19-year-old kid, feeling entitled, speeding up and down the highway. That's why all the neighbors is mad. Then you got him spitting on people in the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The spitting thing, too.
That's not the way it's supposed to be. You got a bunch of handlers running around, kissing your ass.
So did you see him drive the car?
I like Keyshawn.
You see him speed by.
Look, man, I know the difference between a black kid driving the car and a white kid driving the car. I got biracial kids.
Because they were saying that
he switched seats, right? He switched.
Tyler, the creator, was actually driving the car, but
now Tyler the creator, hangs out with Bieber.
Shut up, Bieber. Yeah.
Now that's a strange match. Have you listened to any of Tyler the Creator's music?
No.
It's definitely not Bieber's status. It's more, he talks a lot about like death, and he talks about like.
Well, we can only keep our fingers crossed.
It's just very strange that Tyler Creator was hanging out with the Bieb.
On another note, too, our
Very
hearts do go out to all the people in the Midwest who are being pummeled by these tornadoes across the country. Just noticed that these
these wildfires too. California gets these wildfires. The Midwest gets these tornadoes. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber speeding up Calabasas.
Well, he caused the tornadoes. He was driving so fast. Stop saying Bieber. Everyone, just nobody else says Bieber for the rest of the night. Okay.
You just said it. Can I tell you when I first heard this song, I thought it was a girl?
We all did. We still do.
Yeah.
Did you hear that M. Night Shyamalan?
Shyamalan?
Shyamalan? Apparently that new movie, Earth One, isn't very...
He's got like the most
After
attractive
Earth, I guess it is.
family.
After Earth.
I'm going to tell you, M. Night Shyamalan has the most attractive family of any family I've seen.
Well, apparently...
Next to mine, of course.
The Sixth Sense filmmaker, the 42-year-old, and his family might be starting a new reality show.
Really?
Which would basically be like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but instead it would be
The
Keeping Up with the
Shyamalans.
Shyamalans.
Shyamalans. You're very close every time. That's kind of weird. Like M. Night is kind of like the Rod Serling of our generation.
M. Night what?
M. Night Shyamalan.
Shyamalan?
Shyamalan. It's Shyamalan. Believe me, I've struggled with this for years, and I finally just accepted it. It's Shyamalan.
I've already accepted it.
M.
I'm
Night
just going to pronounce it
Shyamalan.
wrong from now on.
But he's like I will give M. Night the credit. He is kind of like the Rod Serling of our generation. He comes up with these really great and kind of weird stories.
Yeah, but he's really lost it in the last couple ones.
Yeah, last few were pretty bad.
He did pretty good with the Sixth. I mean, he did great with the Sixth Sense. That was
What was the Woman Under the Water was really weird.
That's when it all. Paul Giamatti really.
Yeah.
The moment Paul Giamatti got involved with the M. Night really is when it started to go downhill.
Paul Giamatti's not just. You shouldn't cast him.
Although Paul Giamatti is going to be awesome in the new Spider-Man 2 movie.
Well, that's different. Yeah,
I just wanted to say that one out loud.
What was that the movie? Was it called Zero? The one about the elevator. They go into the elevator and there's like the devil. Oh, the devil.
Devil, I think it was called. Yeah,
that's what it's called. That was kind of interesting.
I forgot Paul Giamatti was
Unbreakable. That was my favorite that he did. Was
was a good
Unbreakable. That was a superhero movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. But anyways, yeah, M. Night Shyamalan. I will say that he definitely has an attractive family. Probably a pretty nice guy. Probably the most boring reality show that you're ever going to watch is going to be the M. Night
Today,
Shyamalan.
I pick my shirt. Black or gray?
That's the only color shirts he probably has.
Red. What a twist.
There's red. It means something. Or is it the light blue shirt?
Or maybe the entire episode will have different shirts.
Or maybe you find out that you weren't actually in his house. He was in your house.
That's
the whole
your
time.
shirt.
That's your shirt.
Get my shirt off.
We'll be back.
Hi, folks. Fred Dreyer here for Regenix. This September will mark my 7th year as a Regenix client. 7 years, and I could not be more satisfied. Why, you ask? Because they took the time to analyze, explain, and teach me what was specifically happening to my hair and scalp, and in doing so, gave me a reasonable expectation for positive results. If you have hair and scalp issues, there's only one place for you. Pick up the phone and dial 1-800-REGENIX or go to Regenix.com.
Try Fry Vineyards, the Mendocino County organic wine with no sulfites added from America's pioneering organic winery. Fry Wine, the first maker of certified biodynamic wines in the United States. At Fry Wines, our emphasis is on producing organic wine of the highest quality while caring for our planet and palate alike. Check out our website at frywine.com and join the Fry Vineyards Wine Club. You'll receive 20% off all orders and much more. Plus, you can check out our internet-only specials. And go to our crntalk.com website or the frywine.com website and check out Chef Piero's Recipe of the Week. Great biodynamic wines from Redwood Valley in Mendocino County, California. Fry Wines. Go to frywine.com. That's FREYWINE. Frywine.com. Check it out and enjoy great wines at your home tonight.
All right, Flo, so the key to safe pest removal is staying calm.
Okay.
Says here, this lady's got a badger in her attic.
Oh, I love badgers. Oh, sorry. Calm. There he is! Come here, little buddy. I thought he wanted a hug.
Badgers don't really hug.
Not yet. Oh, Badger.
Insuring your business vehicles with Progressive is like having Flo on the road with you. Low down payments, great discounts, and flexible billing options. Now that's Progressive. Visit Progressive.com today. United Financial Casualty Company and Affiliates.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the PM Show, the mighty, mighty PM Show. Eric Joseph, Eric Hines, the power of E squared. And, touching on these news stories, one of the most shocking and probably the most tragic story that I've heard this week is the story of this Maine man. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this, Eric Joseph?
Yeah, this horrible, horrible guy. His name's Kyle Dube, and he lives in Maine, and he was arrested on Wednesday for murder charges. Apparently, he made a fake Facebook account and named him Brian Butterfield.
And this is actually after a real person. There's a real Brian Butterfield, apparently, is the story. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we don't know.
A friend of this girl.
A friend of this girl. Okay. So he created, and this girl's name here is where did it go? I'm sorry.
This is Cable.
Nicole Cable. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Nicole Cable, and she is 15-year-old girl, and she was murdered by this Kyle Dube in Maine.
Thing.
And what he did was he created this fake Facebook account using one of her friend's names, and explained to her that Kyle himself was trying to have a sexual relationship with her and that she was turning off his advances. He then created this plan, which I don't believe is true, to kidnap her, stage a kidnapping, stage a kidnapping, then rescue her, and he would look like the hero, and then she would be with him.
There's a big problem with this liar's story.
Yeah, the fact that after he put her in the back of her car and duct taped her, she then died.
Yeah, that's the first problem. The second problem is that she was 15 and he was 20. So regardless of what he wanted in his life, after this psychopath would have quote unquote rescued her and been a hero, he's going to be dating a 15-year-old girl?
Yeah.
This guy, there's something wrong with this guy. And me and you were talking a little bit before the show about this, and I think we both agree that what really was meant to happen hopefully did not happen, but I doubt it was him being some hero. I doubt that was the real outcome of what his plan was. I think his plan was exactly as we see it here. That was his plan.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Nicole went missing on May 13th, and she was found on May 20th.
It's horrible. Unbelievable. Well, this I can't say the words because, we are syndicated across the country, but this bastard is, now we're going to go through this whole process. A lot of taxpayer money going to go to, fair and trial. He's probably not going to be able to afford a lawyer, so of course we're going to be paying for his defense. And,
All why a 15-year-old girl life was ended so shortly. Why? Because this little 20-year-old punk.
Yeah. Well, this guy. Well, the good news is that hell doth have some fury, and the United States penal system. Once he's introduced to the penal system,
he'll get what's coming to him.
There'll be a lot of penal introduced into him for sure.
Absolutely, people, children. Let me rephrase this. It is a known fact that prison inmates don't like people who prey on children.
That's right.
That's the best way to say it.
That's kind of one of those things.
And they will go out of their way to not only prove to you that they don't like people who abuse children, they will show you.
Yeah, they'll show you exactly
forcefully
how much they don't like people that do this stuff to children.
To the point where you probably won't come out of prison.
Yeah, that's the one thing I learned from Locked Up is that, or Lockup, I should say. Is that
I heard this story, and I don't know where the prison was or where or who the inmate was or anything like that, but apparently this story, this guard, I'm assuming, pulled one of these inmates in, showed him a folder of pictures of what this new inmate had done and what he was in for, and these were pictures of a child molestation. And let's just say that one inmate took it upon himself and his few friends to go into the other guy's, the molester's cell and string him up by his
was it Jeffrey Dahmer?
No, it wasn't anything. It wasn't a well named.
Yeah, but you remember this happened to Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer was executed in prison by other prisoners.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, this kind of stuff happens, and thankfully he's in custody. Thankfully he cannot do this again. Unfortunately, what he has already done. What he has already done is the most tragic thing that could happen to a family. Thoughts and prayers go out to the kids.
And the worst part too is if you want to look up the story on the internet, this guy's mugshot, he is just a smug. He's got a little smirk on his face, and I just really wanted to knock it off.
Yeah, I think it's more of a testament to anything is that, parents, make sure you know what your kids are doing. I mean, obviously she's 15 years old. She's living under the auspices of her parents, and she's sneaking out in the middle of the night to meet some guy. Just try a little harder, parents. I mean, seriously, I'm not going to blame the parents in this instance, but I will say that there is definitely some lack of not discipline, but just structure to where this girl was able to maintain a conversation on Facebook and sneak out in the middle of the night to meet this guy. I mean, there needed to be a little bit more security, I think, at the home. My daughter's 14 years old, and you better know for sure that I am hearing pins drop in my house and I'm waking up, and again, this is not the fault of the parents, but for parents out there, just be more aware. Be more aware, definitely.
Yeah, the internet is a scary, scary thing, but just realize that and don't. I don't know. Yeah.
This is really making me a grumpy cat.
But believe me, we will talk about something amazing in the next segment here because
we sure hope. Well,
teacher was busted, and this is kind of a weird.
We're getting to the animal segment.
Yeah.
I'm the grumpy cat, and you're like this teacher. I mean, you're the.
I'm not. Whoa.
Excuse me.
I'm not this teacher.
We're gonna have to hold this over. I think we're gonna have to hold this one over because this is definitely an interesting story. We got a couple good ones. Grumpy Cat movie, which I can't. please just give me the pill now. I will drink it with the water and I will sleep forever. They're making a Grumpy Cat movie.
Yeah, I'm kind of over the Grumpy Cat. It was really
I was
cute.
over the Grumpy Cat before the Grumpy Cat even started.
I like the memes, and for everyone who doesn't know what a meme is, because I still don't know, apparently it's a picture with words on it.
It's a picture with words on it. Yeah.
And it's spelled M-E-M-E.
Oh, you got to hear the definition that someone gave me. I asked somebody what a meme is, and the definition they gave me was some like scientific definition that made absolutely no sense.
A picture with words.
That's what the definition is.
Just take
That's
a picture of somebody and say, "Hi, this is Eric," or whatever.
Yeah, they told me. What did they
say
tell me?
Something funny.
It's when you create a thread that people follow of great importance. Or it was just ridiculous. It's a
Great
picture with
importance?
words on it. Yes, it's a picture with words on it. We'll be back.
Let me take just a moment or two, if I may, and talk about a great place to eat. That's right, for you folks anywhere in the eastern San Fernando Valley, drop into Bob's Big Boys. That's right, in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. Now, everybody remembers the name Bob's. They're getting bigger and bigger every day, and little old Bob carrying the hamburger in his checkered overalls is the same Bob that you remember from back through the years. And, of course, if you want to go in for a great lunch, remember their classic burger, the original double-deck hamburger combination. Delicious 100% pure ground beef in 2 patties with American cheese, lettuce, and our famous Big Boy special sauce. The name is Bob, and I think when you go in, you'll say, by golly, I'm sure glad that I found this restaurant because it's good for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They've got all kinds of things, and all you have to do is remember. Bob's Big Boy in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. It's a great place to eat.
Wade is fishing on a lake and just realized his car insurance bill is due. Should he A, water ski behind a pair of rainbow trout to the nearest post office, or B, pay his bill from Geico's mobile app? The correct answer is B. Paying your bill on Geico's mobile app takes only seconds. A pair of rainbow trout couldn't tow a full-grown man for more than a couple yards. The Geico mobile app is fast, free, and easier to navigate than a couple of fish.
Geico. Wherever, whenever. Just a click away with our free mobile app.
So we're going to talk about Dandy Don's Ice Cream Sundae Bar in a Box. The Sundae Bar in a Box is $149.95. What that is 25 ice cream sundaes and all the toppings, all shipped to you with dry ice overnight, and you can have your own sundae bar. 25 scoops of ice cream, and you choose the flavors. 10 toppings, which is hot fudge, hot caramel, strawberry, marshmallow, whipped cream, stem cherries, rainbow sprinkles, chocolate sprinkles, peanuts, almonds, M&Ms, Oreos, granola, chopped up sugar cones. How do you get it? You go online to dandydons.com, DANDYDONS.com, and click on ice cream sundae bars. Like I said, you can pick your own ice cream flavors. Choose your own ice cream flavors. And what does it cost? $149.95 plus shipping. Go to dandydons.com and order it. DANDYDONS, Dandy Don's homemade ice cream. Bye.
Hey, this is Tommy Hunter, host of The Edge at Night, right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio. Join me Saturday nights at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time as we feature music and artists that other Christian stations are afraid to play. That's The Edge at Night right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio. And don't forget to visit me at theedgeatnight.com or follow me on Twitter at The Edge at Night.
Are you
Welcome back, everybody. It is the PM show. Final segment, and we got some stories to hit. Joseph, let's get right into these, man.
Absolutely. We were talking about before the break. In Maryland, a teacher was busted for having sex. And usually when we hear about these stories of teacher involving having sex, it's usually involving a child. And thank God this is not the case. However, this story still takes a very strange twist. A Maryland teacher was busted for bestiality when cops found videotapes of her having sex with her family dog.
Oh, God.
Stephanie Mickles, she's 45, engaged in several sexual acts involving her dog over the past weekend and over a week period in 2008. And for some reason, she recorded these acts. I don't know why.
Oh no!
But then, of course, the Child Services went over to their house. Were searching her room
for something unrelated, apparently.
Something unrelated, and found these tapes,
videos.
Here's the best part. She could face up to 10 years in prison and a $1,000 fine.
$1,000, huh?
That's all it costs.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not saying that all.
10 years in prison.
That's a big part of it, yeah, but.
Yeah. Wow. Unnatural or perverted sexual practice. That's the law. That's the crime that she committed, was unnatural or perverted sexual practice. Yeah. It makes this Grumpy Cat movie actually palatable. I actually now want to see the Grumpy Cat movie after reading the story. I think Grumpy Cat will be very entertaining now.
All right. The last line of this story has just made my mind kind of go into a weird thought. At least she was caught, so she won't be able to abuse her dog anymore.
You think the dog was really that upset?
That's what my question is. This is a female. I don't know. I'm not going to get into it.
I'm just, we're not going to go there. It's good. Grumpy Cat movie, the popular internet meme, inks a Hollywood movie deal, which is just defies all logic to me. Grumpy Cat, the 2013 Webby Award winner for Meme of the Year, has landed herself a movie deal. I have a buddy on Facebook who reposts these Grumpy Cat pictures, and he does so he does like 20 at a time. And I literally unfriended this guy because of the Grumpy Cat.
There's a meme that I absolutely love, and it does involve a cat, but it's not Grumpy Cat. It is Business Cat.
Business Cat.
It's a little black cat with they put a little. I don't know. I'm talking like a little child now. It's a little black cat, and they put a little tie and a little button on him.
Really cute.
And he looks like a business cat, and it usually has some funny things saying like, "My mouse is dead." That's what it was. Call IT. My mouse is dead. Or hey Susan. Cancel all my plans. There's a ball of yarn in here, or something like that.
This is good. Yeah, I got this.
Or hey Susan, I'm not coming. Call my family. Tell them I'm not coming home because the stupid vacuum's still in here, or something like that. Just funny stuff. But
this apparently someone apparently producer Todd Garner, who was responsible for bringing us Anger Management.
Yeah, he should stop after that.
Yeah, he is thinking that this picture, this Grumpy Cat, is going to evoke comedy because it has evoked so much comedy in the past. And I'm telling you, it really didn't, Todd. It really didn't.
You know what?
It did not.
Let's just prove a point, America. Todd, make the movie and you're going to see how much money you've lost.
Grumpy Cat.
I guarantee they won't make any money. The amount of money they put into the movie will not equal the amount they made.
Actually, if the cat was called by its real name, I actually might
Tartar Sauce.
Tartar Sauce is his name. Tardar Sauce.
Tartar sauce.
And apparently the cat's not really grumpy. It's actually a very happy cat, but it just has its face.
Yeah, I guess one in every 100 cats or something is born with, maybe it's more than 100, but is born with a frowning
face
than the regular cat's.
That's like my wife.
Face.
Well,
she was born with a smiling face, but when she met you, she started frowning.
You know what, Eric? It's very insightful. Thank you. I think you're right. We couldn't get to the biggest bar tabs, but I'll tell you what. Top in the list, we had Charles Shaker, $498,000 bar tab, $500,000. He did that. Jay Holo, I don't know who that can't be. Jay Lowe. Jay Holo spent $500,000. Alex Hope, $308,000. Don Johnson, we all know who Don Johnson is. Crockett, $285,000 bar tab. Can you believe this? $250,000 for Jay-Z, which actually isn't that much money for Jay-Z.
My biggest bar tab was $110, and I was freaking out.
Unknown actually was $189.
Who got the water?
We got Unknown. How can you rack up a $200,000 bar tab and be called Unknown?
What?
Around the CRN studios, we pride ourselves on being the station of every situation. Of course, you can always listen live through your local cable TV provider as well as on our website at crntalk.com. But did you know you can get our podcasts through iTunes and Stitcher? For example, using iTunes and Stitcher, you can download the newest editions of the PM Show and take them anywhere you want. Be the star of your company picnic with Fred Dreyer, giving you his ace-in-the-hole opinion on politics. Spice up your neighbor's fondue party with a little help from Robert Conrad. Or my personal favorite, tell those Hawaiians the real meaning of aloha with Larry Manetti. For more information on where to listen to these great shows, along with many others, log on to crntalk.com and create your own listening experience today.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. A tornado emergency is being reported in Oklahoma this evening as a tornado bears down on the metropolitan area. Will Rogers Airport has been ordered evacuated. Forecaster Bryn Kerr at the Storm Prediction Center says strong storms and strong tornadoes are pummeling the nation's midsection once again.
Numerous storms now underway northwest of the Oklahoma City metro area into areas around Chanute, Kansas, and across the Sedalia, Missouri, and Columbia, Missouri area. And it's likely at least large hail ongoing right now.
Damage is reported south of Interstate 40 near El Reno, Oklahoma. After the twister swept through a rural area, the Canadian County Sheriff's Office says it does not have any reports of injuries. It's also the beginning of the Atlantic hurricane season tomorrow, and National Hurricane Center Director Rick Knabb says people should have a 72-hour supply of food and water and should start assembling it now.
There's so many things you don't want to be standing in line for at the last minute and then have those supplies run out. You need to go get those supplies now.
Also at SRNnews.com, a deadly hotel fire has killed 4 firefighters and injured another 5. The blaze broke out at a restaurant and a club at the Southwest Inn in Houston and then spread to a hotel. Jessica Meechan, a spokeswoman for the Houston mayor's office, says it took fire crews about 2 hours to extinguish the blaze.
It began in a restaurant, in an Indian restaurant nearby. Apparently it spread to the hotel as far as we can tell. It was a 5-alarm fire. That means it was very intense.
The fire's cause hasn't been released. On Wall Street, a bad day as the Dow was down by 209 points to 15,116. The Nasdaq dropping by 35. The S&P lower by 24. Crude oil down also, down $1.64 to $91.97 a barrel. This is SRN News.
Hi folks, Jay Farner here, president of Quicken Loans. We're thrilled to have helped over 125,000 homeowners save money by refinancing with HARP. But there are millions more of you who could be saving big money on your home loans by getting HARPed. With HARP, you may be able to refinance with Quicken Loans even if your home has lost value. For example, if you owe $300,000 on your mortgage, but your home's only worth $150,000, Quicken Loans may still be able to help you get HARPed and start saving. Or if your current mortgage is higher than 3.99%, give us a call today at 800-QUICKEN. And for 3 years in a row now, J.D. Power & Associates has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Once again, if your current mortgage is higher than 3.99%, or if you owe more than your home is worth, call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com.
For J.D. Power & Associates award information, visit jdpower.com. Important terms and conditions apply. Call us for cost information. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
A Democrat who unsuccessfully challenged Michelle Bachmann last year now says he's not going to run for her seat a second time.
The Hill newspaper reports Democrat Jim Graves is dropping out of the race for Minnesota's 6th congressional district. This leaves Democrats without a candidate for the seat after Bachmann announced her retirement this week. Bachmann was viewed as a weak candidate in 2014, following her failed presidential bid and some ongoing investigations into alleged campaign finance irregularities. Graves wouldn't say why he's not running this time, but he did tell the Min-Post that he felt with Bachmann retiring, he had accomplished what he set out to do in running for Congress. Linda Kenyon, SRN News.
The Food and Drug Administration is investigating an outbreak of hepatitis A linked to a frozen organic berry mix from a farm in Oregon. The FDA says 30 illnesses are linked to Townsend Farms organic antioxidant blend, which contains pomegranate seed mix. This is SRN News. Dozens of fighters have arrived to reinforce rebel units battling to hold off a Syrian government and Hezbollah assault on the key town of Qusair.
The source in Qusair did not give precise figures for the rebel reinforcements for security reasons, but he said their significance was that they'd managed to get in at all. Reports by the Syrian state media had suggested that government forces with backing from Hezbollah fighters had fully surrounded the town. He said news that they'd got through would encourage others to come to the aid of the rebels there. He also said the humanitarian situation was worsening, with urgent need to get some 800 wounded people out for treatment.
That's BBC correspondent Sebastian Usher reporting. Meanwhile, Senator John McCain says Syrian rebels battling the forces of President Assad need ammunition and heavy weapons to counter the regime's tanks and aircraft. The Arizona Republican says the rebels need some kind of capability to reverse a battlefield situation currently favoring Assad. More details at srnnews.com. I'm Keith Peters.
Attention business owners, if your company is having trouble paying its bills, there are many ways your creditors can hurt you. They start by calling you at work, then at home. Then they call other family members that guaranteed payment. They can sue you, take your assets, freeze your bank accounts, and threaten your very way of life. If you don't handle these matters properly, you could lose everything. The good news is that you don't have to live like this anymore. Corporate Turnaround has helped thousands of small business owners reduce their debts and buy them the time they needed to pay their creditors. Rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau, Corporate Turnaround will immediately go to work handling your most difficult debts and keep your creditors from putting you out of business. The call is free and so is our consultation. That's right, we'll provide you with expert advice right now absolutely for free as part of this special radio promotion. Visit us now at profitfromdebt.com or call 1-800-505-3894. 1-800-505-3894. 1-800-505-3894.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD, host of Healthline. Join me live and hear the latest breakthrough information for you and your family. This month's special is Melatonin PG, the world's first live source probiotic-generated melatonin for premier brain, sleep, immune, and antioxidant support. Buy 2 bottles, get the third one free. Call 800-370-3447.
And listen to the Healthline Radio Show Monday through Friday at 2:30 p.m. Pacific Time, 5:30 Eastern, here on CRN.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Adrian Vance, again filling in for Barry Farber, who is doing well and should be back soon, sometime next week. Anyway, the topic tonight is global warming. And I got into this issue 16 years before it happened, which is quite a trick. I'll tell you how it happened. In the middle of the summer of 1972, I returned from a trip to Europe as I had wanted to develop some educational film strip projects there. And I needed to put together a sales and presentation package because I couldn't afford to produce this thing myself. So I had to have something to sell, something to show the publishers. Anyway, I was one of the leading producers in the film strip business, and you probably remember film strips from your days in high school. They're like PowerPoints, single frame pictures and captions and all kinds of artwork and one thing and another. It was a wonderful medium. I think it was, in fact, probably the most effective educational film medium, more so than motion pictures, because the teacher could handle it frame by frame and answer questions and move the thing along. And it was just a wonderful medium. And I had a lot of fun producing the films. I made 430 of them or something like that. I mean, it was just an enormous, or 325, excuse me. Yeah, I made 325 of them. And there were some movies mixed in with that. But anyway, it was a wonderful medium, and I was anxious to sell this project, so I had to put this nice package together. And I returned in the middle of the summer in 1972 with these pictures, and I was really planning a sales trip to go to Chicago, where my major publisher was, Britannica. And one day the phone rang, and this lady that I knew, an editor for Doubleday Text Films, had a production company in Orange County, called me, and she said, "We've got a problem. I have to meet with you. I want to show you something. We've commissioned some scripts to a couple of PhDs, and I think they were from Harvard, and we're very nervous about these, and we know that you know what's right with this business, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, let me bring them by." Well, I couldn't resist that because it was a little work for hire job. I thought, well, I'll review them and pick up a few $100s, and that'll be the end of it. But anyway, she came over, I got the scripts, and I looked at them, and I could see that they were unproducible. You just couldn't make those kinds of pictures and art and so forth for film strip type budgets. It just couldn't be done. But the worst thing of it was that these two guys were promoting the idea that the 1,000, at that time in the 70s, they were talking about building 1,000 nuclear power plants across the nation. And I thought that was a good idea. Well, these two characters had come up with the idea that if they did that, that these 1,000 nuclear power plants would put out so much water vapor, it would turn America into a steam bath. Well, I had to look at that, and when we come back, I'll tell you what I did.
Located in the heart of Maui's premier resort, Kaanapali Beach Hotel is officially recognized as Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel and the #1 best value in Hawaii. With a range of accommodations and affordable dining options, this is the ideal setting to turn Hawaiian dreams into lifelong memories. Live Hawaiian entertainment every evening, free year-round children's programs, weekly arts and crafts fairs, welcome breakfast, and departure kukui lei ceremonies add to the value. Swim in the whale-shaped pool, indulge in the fabulous spa and hotel salon. Enjoy Hawaiian hospitality at its best at the Kaanapali Beach Hotel. Call 800-262-8450 or go to kbhmaui.com. That's kbhmaui.com. Aloha.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Okay, so here we are in Hollywood, my hometown at that time. I've got this pile of scripts I'm looking at, and they have this crazy idea in them that all these nuclear power plants are going to turn America into a steam bath or cause all kinds of terrible things to happen. And I knew that there was a ton of air on every square foot of this planet, and that there are 28 million square feet in every square mile, and America is about 1,000 miles from north to south and about 3,000 miles wide. So we've got 3 million square miles. So anyway, we would have about 84 billion tons of air over the earth, and this would be serviced by these 1,000 nuclear power plants, each of which would have 84 million tons of air to affect. Well, I thought that doesn't, it doesn't sound right. So I got some engineering data on the output of these cooling towers, and again, it didn't. To me, it looked like there was no problem, but I wanted to be sure, so I wrote it up as a paper and I sent it to Dr. S. Fred Singer, who was the former head of the U.S. Weather Bureau, and he was then, I think, at the University of Virginia, and I sent him this paper with a return envelope in it with postage on it, and I got it back in about 2 weeks. And it had penciled on the top, that was all there was no letter, just penciled on the top, looks okay to me, Fred, Fred. Well, I thought that's all right. I expected that there would be little notes in the margin and one thing, this is not quite right, or whatever it is, the usual sort of thing like a teacher will do, but he just, that was the whole story. He said, looks okay to me, fine. So I called the senator and she was very pleased, and she turned right around and offered me the production contract, which is where the money was. And I was very eager for that because I just been through a disastrous California divorce. I got to tell you guys, never get divorced in California. Oh my God. I've been through it twice, and it's just, you won't believe. I mean, if you're a guy in this state in a divorce, you're a dead man. But what I had done, fortunately, to keep my house, because I had this big dog that was living with me, and I knew I could never take him to an apartment. I gave my former wife all of the royalty properties that I had up to that point, which were fairly substantial, and she lived pretty well off of those things for another 10 or 15 years, which was the term of her life. The poor girl, died of cancer. This was a woman who had the most wonderful mind you've ever imagined in your life, and she had a body that just was fighting her. Anyway, but let's not get into that. That's another story. But so anyway, I got the production contract on this, and I started out with my big dog covering the state of California. I had examples all over the place of these things they wanted to show in the film strip series of 6 film strips, and it was just a great trip, and I enjoyed it very much doing it. And then, as it turned out later, when Doubleday got out of the business, I got that set and founded my company on it. But it was the point of this is that I got into this business of concern for the atmosphere 16 years before Jim Hansen came along and said, global warming, and I got into it in a way that told me what was going on, probably faster, more quickly than many people, even some in the business. I got into it quantitatively. And, as we can say in chemistry, stoichiometrically, which means quantitatively. It's a good fancy word the chemists use. But I really understood what was going on and how the atmosphere worked. And, Hansen in the 70s, they were talking about an ice age coming, and Hansen was one of the people who made the presentation regarding this coming ice age that he and his friends said we were going to have. And in fact, the cover of Time magazine showed this great wall of ice over New York City. There actually was one there 20,000 years ago that was 15,000 feet tall, and so they duplicated that in a piece of art. It scared the living daylights out of everybody. But and it could happen. It probably will happen again at some time, because we've had 5 of these things that we know of in the last 400,000 years. The Vostok ice core studies document that as a matter of fact, and they're very interesting. And they were done in 1957 in the IGY, the International Geophysical Year, and they are probably the best evidence that we have of how the atmosphere, or how the cycles really work. And the essence of it is that we get one of these ice ages every 95,000 to 110,000 years. Now listen to this: we are 40,000 years late in having the decline. So I mean, we're at the edge of the cliff, and have been for a long time, because generally speaking, the warm periods of the kind we've been in for a long time don't last very long. And this one has lasted about 40,000 years, and it should have turned right down almost right afterwards. So apparently something is going on with the sun. The sun is really the driver in all of this business. People talking about SUVs and everything, they have nothing to do with it. Carbon dioxide is it's a trace gas in the atmosphere, and when a scientist says something is a trace, he means forget it. But here's the kicker: 80% of all of our energy is made by the combustion of carbon. And if the elected ruling class can get their hands on that and control it and tax it, they'll have more power than they've ever had before, and that's what they're going for. And I really am concerned that they might pull it off, but it has to be stopped. And I'm not sure. In fact, I think they could probably win, because we have a lot of people like high taxes. When they get the benefits, and we seem to be in that kind of period, and it could happen, but it's wrong. It's bad science. So anyway, this whole thing started with John Tyndall, the great English physicist who lived from 1820 to 1893, and he was the first guy to really study the atmosphere in terms of the absorption of energy from sunlight. And he did it by inventing this spectrophotometer. It was a spectrograph that cast an image onto film. and the amount of light that was there, the absorption that was there, would give him a reading of how much absorption there was. And when we come back, I will explain how that works.
Do you own a car you no longer want and you don't have the time or energy to sell it? Donate your car to Heritage for the Blind. Your donation is tax deductible and your car will be towed away for free. Call 800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, trucks, vans, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. Call now. Your donation will help those in need. Heritage for the Blind is a non-profit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call now to donate your car. And as a special thank you, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now. Call 800-785-9618. Donating is easy, it's tax deductible, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher by donating. Call 800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618. Americans, we love our salt. Salt on popcorn, fries, burgers, eggs, you name it. We love our salt, but the doctors say enough already. Thanks to low salt, you can have the taste you love with 66% less sodium than regular or sea salt. Low salt, all natural, gluten-free, kosher, and halal certified. Low salt, great for all ages. Try low salt, L-O-S-A-L-T, available everywhere, including Safeway, Vons, Whole Foods, H-E-B, ShopRite, and in the natural foods aisles of Kroger and Ralph stores. Find out more at lowsalt.com.
Do you have really pure water? Maybe not if you're drinking bottled water. Bottled water has some dirty little secrets. Plastic bottles come from oil products. The 5-gallon polycarbonate jugs contain bisphenol A, a synthetic estrogen that has raised health concerns. Bottled water dispensers quickly develop algae and bacteria and should be sanitized regularly. Have you ever cleaned your water dispenser? Are you drinking water containing algae and bacteria and synthetic estrogen? Now the good news. Pure Water Science can replace that dirty, outdated bottled water cooler with a high-tech water purification system. The Pure Water Science system features a stainless steel tank that constantly monitors water quality to guarantee your water is pure. It alerts you when service or filter changes are needed. Multi-stage purification removes organic and inorganic contaminants, and the patented self-sanitizing feature eliminates algae and bacteria while adding oxygen to your water. It costs less than bottled water without the bottled water hassle. No more bottles to lift. Just sanitized delicious water, hot or cold, from Pure Water Science. Call 818-502-4191. 818-502-4191.
Hi, this is Joe Mantegna. Every time my Uncle Willie tells me about his service in Patton's Third Army in World War II, I'm reminded of what we owe the U.S. Army. 14 generations of American soldiers who have courageously defended our nation. Their stories represent the best of America and should never be forgotten. Join me to help build the National Museum of the United States Army, a long overdue tribute to all American soldiers. To learn more, visit armyhistory.org.
Okay, we are in the laboratory of John Tyndall, and the year is 1859. And he set the record straight once and for all on this. John Tyndall found out nitrogen and oxygen are totally transparent to heat waves. They absorb almost nothing of it. And that means that you can pass sunlight through oxygen and nitrogen all day, and the temperature in that gas will not change. Nothing is absorbed by the gas. However, he found that water vapor, which is ranges from 1 to 3% of the atmosphere, depending on where you are and, with the temperature and a whole lot of factors. But in most cases, I generally use the figure of about 3%. That's a good working figure over most land and sea. And what water vapor actually absorbs 98.3% of all, 99.8% of all of the energy that is absorbed by the atmosphere from sunlight. It does that much of the atmospheric heating. Carbon dioxide, which is a rare gas, fairly rare gas in the atmosphere, and is not a very good, it's 1/7 as good an absorber of infrared radiation as is water vapor, and it has 1/80th number of molecules, so I mean, it's not a player, and here these guys are blaming carbon dioxide for everything, and the whole thing is a complete and total fraud. It really, truly is, and it's easily proven, and I don't know why the scientists who are involved in it, well, I do know some of the story, but I don't know why more scientists are not saying, look, here's the evidence, it's physical, you cannot refute it, but they refuse for some reason to take the case. I think that they're afraid to try to explain it to the people, and it's not that hard. I could teach this to a class of junior high school science students without having any trouble. It's not that difficult. But boy, I've got to tell you, we have a problem in this country because too many people, a lot of people, about half the population, thinks that people like Jim Hansen and Al Gore of all people, oh, what a disaster! They think they're telling the truth. I mean, you can't make this up, So anyway, the truth of the matter is that carbon dioxide is just insignificant, and it's always going to be insignificant, and it's another game that they're playing, and the elected ruling class sees a lot of money and profit in this. They can make more than they have made from all the little wars that they've started, and believe me, there has been no real reason for any war since World War II. It's all been money and power and baloney, and you can imagine what I'm really thinking, but. Why? Well, because the defense people get money from the contracts, and they give kickbacks to U.S. senators. Do you know how easy it is to set up a number account in one of the 120 nations that have banks that offer these kinds of accounts? 120 of them? It's the simplest thing in the world. Now, it costs $5,000 a year to have a number account in Switzerland, and it's probably the fees are similar in most other countries. But people can dump money into those accounts and take money out of them just by using the numbers, and nobody knows what's going on. And that, I'm afraid, is happening quite a bit. As Will Rogers said, we've got the best Congress that money can buy. And I'm afraid that is happening. The big problem in this country is corruption. And the global warming issue illustrates it far better than anything else that you can imagine. Now, if you want to make a graphic model of the carbon dioxide role in the atmosphere, take a ballpoint pen, a black ballpoint pen, and put one dot on an 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of paper, okay? Now, this dot will have a diameter of 0.7 millimeters and an area of 0.385 square millimeters. All right, we'll represent the other gases in the air by defining a square around this that is about 8.3 centimeters on a side, and then we'll represent the water vapor that's in there with 560 blue dots of the same size as the carbon dioxide. And when we come back, we'll talk about it.
Listen, if you're considering buying hardwood flooring, don't do anything until you've written down this number and received your free Lumber Liquidators catalog.
The flooring was high quality with an unbeatable price tag.
Call in the next 10 minutes to get your free catalog.
What I bought at Lumber Liquidators is of vastly higher quality than flooring I had installed 6 years ago, and for a fraction of the cost.
So if you want great hardwood flooring at unbeatable prices, trust Lumber Liquidators. We buy direct from the mills. Call right now to get our flooring guide and catalog absolutely free. It's filled with top-quality hardwood flooring, including solid hardwoods, laminates, and bamboos, and even Bellawood pre-finished flooring with a 100-year transferable warranty. The same floor Bob Vila has in his home. This free catalog is full of tips, ideas, and our flooring project list to make your buying decisions easy. Hurry, call right now to get a copy of this free guide and catalog. Call 800-542-0122 to get your free copy now. 800-542-0122. 800-542-0122.
CRN Digital Talk is celebrating 30 years on the air, and to commemorate, we're publishing our quarterly online magazine, complete with lifestyle articles, recipes, and travel tips from network hosts like Dr. Parthenia Grant, Carell, and Michael Horn. To find out how to sign up and get your own copy of the magazine, visit our website at crntalk.com or our Facebook page at facebook.com/CRN Talk.
Jay Farner here with Quicken Loans. Here are two simple words that should make you reconsider waiting to buy a home. Buying power. Let's say you can afford a monthly mortgage payment, including principal and interest, of around $1,350. With today's rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage of 3.5%, APR 3.65%, that payment could support a $300,000 mortgage. But if you wait and rates tick up to around 6%, that same $1,350 mortgage payment, including principal and interest, may only be able to support a $225,000 mortgage. That's $75,000 worth of home that you're missing out on by waiting. That's buying power. And for 3 years in a row now, J.D. Power & Associates has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Give Quicken Loans a call today at 800-QUICKEN or go to quickenloans.com and maximize your buying power.
For J.D. Power & Associates award information, visit jdpower.com. Payment example excludes taxes and insurance calls. For cost information, equal housing lender license in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Hi, folks. Fred Dreyer here for Regenix. This September will mark my 7th year as a Regenix client. 7 years, and I could not be more satisfied. Why, you ask? Because they took the time to analyze, explain, and teach me what was specifically happening to my hair and scalp, and in doing so, gave me a reasonable expectation for positive results. If you have hair and scalp issues, there's only one place for you. Pick up the phone and dial 1-800-REGENIX or go to regenix.com.
Whether it's a serious fall, fire danger, or other type of home emergency, Life Alert is there for you. The company with its slogan, "Help, I've fallen and I can't get up," protects its members. Here are some of them.
When you have a heart attack like I did and there's no one there, Life Alert was there for me.
Having a secure feeling through Life Alert is ideal.
My independence is possible because of it.
Now, Life Alert can also protect you in a fire emergency with a system that automatically notifies our monitoring center.
Thanks to Life Alert, you can live alone without ever being alone.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-814-4041. That's 1-800-814-4041. Call now, 1-800-814-4041. For a free brochure, call 1-800-814-4041. 1-800-814-4041.
Let us go back to our graphic model of what is going on in the atmosphere with carbon dioxide and everything. And again, it's a piece of paper, regular typing paper, on which you have inscribed a square that is 3 1/3 inches on a side. That's 8.3 centimeters. And in that you have put one black dot, which represents carbon dioxide, and 560 blue dots, which represent the role of water vapor. Now, this, I got to tell you, this is the kind of silly stuff that I used to do when I was teaching science. The kids love it. And the point of it is they never forget it. In fact, after I left teaching and I would occasionally run into or hear from kids would call me usually after they had become MDs or something, they would say, "Oh, Mr. Vance, do you remember the day we didn't?" They would bring up some silly thing that we had done in class. They remember that, but it teaches the concept. And that's the thing that we somehow have to do more of in presenting the truth of this matter. We've missed the ball somewhere. And in 2006, I thought, God, these guys are going to win, and they're going to destroy the nation with this business, because they're talking about capturing carbon dioxide, which is expensive to do. Sucking up all the gases that come out of chimneys and separate them and then compress them, or probably chill them and to make solid carbon dioxide out of them, dry ice. And then they were going to haul it off to the North Sea and pump it into old dead oil wells and off of Norway. Well, just try to figure out how much that's got to cost. So I thought, I've got to. There has to be a way, because these guys, it looked to me like they were just going to take, they were going to win, because there was too much money and power in it. And there still is a lot of money and power in it. They could still win. So anyway, I came up with this series of systems that I called SCAF, Sequestered Carbon Amendment and Fertilization. And I have a website on this if you want to take a look at it. It's the whole story of this, and it's a whole bunch of different things. And I tried to patent the whole system. My first patent application, not the first thing I've considered patenting, but the first patent application I ever wrote up in my life, and this thing was a young book, and but it was just too big, and boy, I got to tell you, the patent office didn't know what to think when they got this thing. They kicked it back to me, boy. They dribbled that sucker back all the way from Washington, D.C. It was just too complicated, and I recognized that. So I spun out of it the fuel farm that I did get a patent for, and I've got some other things in there that I may get a patent for. But interestingly enough, while all of this was happening, they changed the patent law in such a way that where I have made this prior claim official in the patent office, that they've given me, in effect, a patent in perpetuity with no fees that I have to pay. If you get a patent, you've got to pay fees every 4 or 5 years. They hit you for another $1,000 or something. These guys have gotten really evil. And so anyway, I don't have to pay anything. And I've got one problem that I have with this is that I'm getting on now, and I'm probably not going to live long enough to see this come to life. And my kids are not capable of prosecuting this thing. What I need really is some 25-year-old drop-dead beautiful chemistry major that I can marry, and she'll inherit this thing. Hey, girls, what a pitch! Huh? she'll inherit this thing, and she'll know what to do with it. And I want somebody that maybe has had a little legal experience or whatever. So if you're 25, if you're gloriously beautiful, and you're a chem major, give me a call. Have I got a deal for you? Anyway, so, but this is, hey, look, this is a crazy world. I mean, you never know what's going to happen next. But this CO2 thing is just, it to me, it's such a joke. I can't believe when I think about it, when I into it, and I do some work on it, I can't believe anybody is suckering for this business. But here again, we live in a country where everybody thought it was a wonderful idea to send a man to the moon. I mean, you talk about stupid programs, man in space. You send guys into a vacuum. Give me a break. There's nothing there. Why do you want to go there? I mean, if we had spent that money on oceanography, today this country would be in abundance. We would be awash in oil. We would probably be awash in minerals. And if we would do some of the genetic engineering that I would like to get done, because I can't do it, we would be plating the streets with gold, because it would be so cheap. It just, I should be in charge. I should be the emperor. That's what needs to happen. I should be totally, completely in charge. But anyway, this global warming thing, I think it's done something to me. It's showing what a bunch of goofballs we have running this country. It's just, there's been so much evidence of, like back in the 19th century, Svante Arrhenius, who lived from 1859 to 1927, he was the greatest Swedish chemist in history, and he investigated this business because Sweden's a cold, dark country most of the year, and he wanted to warm things up. So he thought, well, if carbon dioxide is a heat trap and all this stuff, that maybe I can do it with carbon dioxide and burn it. Well, he looked into it. He studied Tyndall's work, and Svante Arrhenius was probably the sharpest guy in chemistry that Sweden. He was for sure, and he developed a proton donor theory of acids and so forth. But anyway, he was aware of the fact that Carl von Linné, who was also preferred to be called Carolus Linnaeus, to tell you some of these scientists are strange people. Linné, I think, officially changed his name to Carolus Linnaeus, which is the Latinized version of his name, because he liked the language so much. You got to look out for these guys in white coats, I got to tell you. Anyway, but Linné had found these fossils of bananas that had been growing in Sweden something like 6,000 BC, and Arrhenius was aware of this, and he wanted to bring those days back, so he thought he would try. And I will explain how he wanted to do it. But we return.
These days, everyone is looking for ways to save money. One idea is to get a free rate quote on your car insurance from Geico. You could save 15% or more. It's a wonderful way to save money. And after that, if you're still looking for ways to save, here's another handy tip. To save money on clothing, do like me. Just don't wear any. And you'll also save money on dry cleaning.
For a free rate quote, visit geico.com to see how much you could save. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
So we're going to talk about Dandy Don's Ice Cream Sundae Bar in a Box. The Sundae Bar in a box is $149.95. What that is 25 ice cream sundaes and all the toppings, all shipped to you with dry ice overnight. And you can have your own sundae bar. 25 scoops of ice cream, and you choose the flavors. 10 toppings, which is hot fudge, hot caramel, strawberry, marshmallow, whipped cream, stem cherries, rainbow sprinkles, chocolate sprinkles, peanuts, almonds, M&Ms, Oreos, granola, chopped up sugar cones. How do you get it? You go online to dandydons.com, DANDYDONS.com, and click on Ice Cream Sundae Bars. Like I said, you can pick your own ice cream flavors. Choose your own ice cream flavors. And what does it cost? $149.95 plus shipping. Go to dandydons.com and order it. DANDYDONS, Dandy Don's homemade ice cream. Bye.
Gardeners, make your garden and lawns more vibrant and healthy this year. Try the natural solution, BioSI Lawn and Garden Select Formula. BioSI Technology's scientifically proven formula can rebuild, restore, and renew microbial life in your soil. It's easy to use, child and animal safe too. Try Lawn and Garden Select by BioSI Technology.
Ask for BioSI products at your local garden center or order online at Amazon.com, HomeDepot.com, or directly at BioSITechnology.com. That's BIOSI Technology.com.
Okay, so we're back in Sweden, and the year I think is about 1892 or 3, and Svante Arrhenius, the greatest Swedish chemist in history, was looking into capturing heat with carbon dioxide because he had, there's been speculation a long time about the role of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and this has been going on for a long, long time, and Tyndall really cracked it the first way, in 1859, and why everybody was fooling with it after that, I don't know. They apparently, Tyndall's work wasn't widely published, or something was wrong. There was a great deal of ignorance. And everyone who really looked into this, and Arrhenius is probably the best qualified guy to ever look into this seriously. Well, he wanted to burn a lot of coal all around Sweden so that he could grow bananas there. I mean, you gotta. I'm not making this up. You know, I've known a lot of physicists, and some of them are pretty weird. But Arrhenius was a chemist, and some of them are pretty weird too. But I mean, this really beats it. You know, he wanted to grow bananas in Sweden. Oh Lord. So anyway, but he studied Tyndall's work, and Arrhenius was not very strong in the lab. That was one of his problems. He was notorious for being a real klutz in the lab. He would break stuff and, you know, mess up experiments, and people, just his students, didn't know what to do with him. They would beg him to stay out. You know, he was clumsy, and so anyway, but he finally figured out that carbon dioxide was really not the way to go, you know, and so he wrote this up in an elegant paper that is just loaded with all kinds of mathematics. I've read a translation of it. It was on the NASA website, On the Shoulders of Giants. They had this wonderful website for a long time, On the Shoulders of Giants. They had things by Tyndall, and they had Arrhenius paper translated from, he put it in the German physics journal, Physik, which was for 100 years, this was the leading publication in physics. And he said this whole thing is silly. You know, the idea of using carbon dioxide to capture heat from the sun is stupid. And I mean, but he said it with mathematics elegantly. And of course, that's the way you have to do things in academia. You can't just say this sucks. You've got to do it in an equation, you know. And then they believe it. But so he did exactly that. Now, here's what's interesting. The NASA people had that paper up on their website for years. And I went back recently to get it. I wanted to read it again. It's gone. Now, this tells me that these people, from top to bottom, have become totally corrupt. That should never have happened. That paper should be published. It should be readily available. It was an important document. And it denies the whole global warming thing for those who can read and understand it. And it denies it in a very elegant way. And they could not deal with it. And then, on top of that, I have a copy of the way the John Tyndall write-up was. They have changed that. Now, John Tyndall did very little, if any, work with carbon dioxide because it was a trace gas. And, you know, when you say trace gas to a physicist, he just says, okay, forget it. He's not going to waste his time on that. There is not enough of it to bother with. But anyway, NASA now claims in the write-up on Tyndall that he did a lot of work with carbon dioxide and that he said this and said that, and he said nothing of the kind in his publications. These guys, you know, if you can't trust your own government and these bureaus, I mean, where in the hell are you? It just really makes me mad that this is happening. It's showing the flaws that we have going in this nation right now today, more clearly than anything, because this is a very straightforward and honest kind of issue that should be very clear and very understandable and very clean, and it's not. It has been glossed over by crazy people like Bill Nye, the science guy. Have you seen him on with that English guy, Piers Morgan? God, it's enough to make you sick. Now, Bill Nye is not a scientist. He has a degree in engineering, but he has really proved again and again with Piers Morgan that he is not a scientist. Some of the things that he said have been absolutely bizarre. Henson and Heidi Cullen, she got fired from the Weather Channel because of her. I mean, she was saying all kinds of crazy things about methane. Now here, methane, for example, is a gas that is a very poor absorber of infrared radiation, almost as bad as nitrogen. Really, and And there, out of every billion molecules, there's something like 18 of them are methane in the atmosphere. And the reason for it is that methane auto-oxidizes. It automatically, in sunlight and oxygen, it catches on fire all by itself. This is swamp gas. You know, this is the stuff, if you go into the swamps at night and you see these flashes of light, that's methane burning. It hits oxygen and zippo, it turns into these wisps of flame of light. And but it's also a very poor absorber of infrared radiation. Here's Heidi Cullen on the Weather Channel is talking about worries about methane because there's a lot of it coming out of the peat bogs in Alaska. The woman is just not to be believed.
It's a fact. You can make thousands of dollars flipping houses. Discover the secret house flipping formula from Dave and Pete, the stars of A&E's #1 hit show, Flipping Boston, for free.
Hi, it's Pete and Dave. We're giving you our flipping formula for free. It's what we use to find the right house, flip it fast, and get paid.
It's time to stop just talking about flipping houses and start doing it. Now is one of the best times in history. USA Today reported that you can make thousands of dollars in profit flipping houses.
In New York City, the average profit was over $118,000. Omaha, it's over $71,000. Lake Havasu, Arizona, the profit per flip was $87,000.
And we're going to show you how we do it for free. Stop dreaming. The houses are there. The opportunity will never be better. And for a limited time, the flipping formula is free.
Call now, 800-326-1740 for your free Flipping Formula Strategy Guide DVDs. Just pay processing. That's 800-326-1740. 800-326-1740.
There's one thing BioSI Technology would like to make perfectly clear: your pond, fountain, or water features. BioSI scientifically tested product Water Doctor will naturally rebuild, restore, and renew your water features, helping them become clear, odor, and algae-free. It's child and animal safe and clearly the best.
Ask for BioSI products at your local garden center or order online at Amazon.com, HomeDepot.com, or directly at BioSITechnology.com. That's BIOSITechnology.com.
With an industry-leading distribution network, Grainger can save you tons of downtime by offering over 900,000 products, many ready to ship right when you need them. In fact, 99% of items ordered ship same day. So fast, the International Acronym Committee is considering changing ASAP to ASAG for as soon as Grainger. At least they would be considering it if there were such a committee. To help keep your business running efficiently, call, click Grainger.com, or stop by a branch today. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Okay, I've been ragging on Jim Hansen quite a little bit, and he deserves every lump that I can put on his head. But science frauds are really nothing new to science. In fact, this has been going on since alchemy, when people said they could turn lead into gold with egg yolks, all of those kinds of crazy things. You know, if you want some really interesting reading, read some of the history of science. I'm not exactly sure where you go for it. Somebody's got to write a good book about the history of science, because it's just full of all kinds of really crazy stuff, like turning lead into gold with egg yolks. but the biggest science frauds that we've had in the modern era since World War II include people like Rachel Carson with DDT. Now, DDT was an absolutely harmless chemical. It was made, the whole thing started because they were killing mosquito larvae in Panama when they were building the Panama Canal by spraying kerosene on these puddles and one thing and another. And what it does is suffocate the larvae, which breathe through spiracles, little holes in their abdomen that they have to poke out above the water. And if they can't, if the kerosene is floating on top, it coats these spiracles and plugs them up, and the larva dies. All right, well, the problem with kerosene is that number one, it evaporates, so it doesn't last forever. And number two, it's flammable. So if they're spraying this stuff all over the place and somebody comes along with a match, woof, you got a big fire. Well, so the people in Panama, there was one particular general there who was an MD. I think he was not only in charge of the whole project, but he was also in charge of the medical part of it because he was a doctor. And he got in contact with, I think, DuPont and asked them if they would have some kind of chemical that would do everything that kerosene would do, but not be combustible and not be volatile. That is, not evaporate. So they said, oh, well, hey, listen, that's no problem. We've got this chemical here that we've been playing with for a long time. It's a chlorofluorocarbon, or it's actually a chlorocarbon. It has chlorines where hydrogens are, and it doesn't burn and all that. And we call it DDT. Well, they started using it, and it was a huge success. So Rachel Carson comes along, and she says that this stuff is causing all kinds of problems in the environment. The whole environment thing, it was poking up then, and that it's destroying crocodile eggs, and I think also those stupid birds, pelicans. Yeah, pelican. Yeah, right. The pelican is just about the dumbest bird you can ever find. I don't like them, and so, I mean, hey, if the DDT is destroying pelican eggs, that's all right by me. And I'm not very fond of crocodiles either. So, hey, come on, Rachel, let's spray some DDT around, right? Well, so now here's what actually happened. The patent had expired. DuPont had patented the DDT a long time before this, and they only had a few years left on the patent when it became popular. So the patent expired on it, and everybody was making it all over, like in India and China and wherever. They got the formula, and Zippo, they were making it and selling it for virtually nothing. So when Rachel Carson came along with her book, The Silent Spring, and DuPont could see that maybe there was a ban coming in this, they could make some inferior chemicals that, were like DDT, but different enough that they could get a patent for them and sell them for a high price. And that's exactly what they did. So they supported this woman. Money. And anyway, and a similar thing happened with Freon. Freon is the most wonderful industrial chemical that's ever been made. And these two guys, Molina and Roland, came along and they were looking for a grant. They got a $60,000 grant for writing a reaction that has never been seen in nature and that has never been duplicated in the lab. In fact, Molina is today at MIT trying to make this thing work, and it's impossible because the thermodynamics are upside down and backwards. And he's pushing the big rock up a tall hill, and he'll never get there. But he ruined Freon. And that is the story, my friends. Today, this week, and I'll be back on Monday for you, and I think we'll talk probably about the optimum tax rate.
That was your theme.
Are you tired of hearing your favorite talk radio show sound like this? What if you could hear your favorite shows in crystal clear, high-definition digital sound? Well, with CRN Digital Talk Radio's 6 channels of high-definition radio, you can now hear all of your favorite hosts like you've never heard them before in CRN HD. The difference is amazing. Catch your favorite political hosts like Dennis Prager, Tom Hartman, Barry Farber, and so many more. Entertainment and lifestyle programming like The Robert Conrad Show, The What's Cooking Show, and The What's Cooking on Wine Show, all in true CRN HD audio. Sports, business, travel, food, wine, politics. There is something for everyone, and it's all available in CRN High Definition Sound. Log on to www.CRN Talk for listings and information on all your favorite shows. That's www.crntalk.com.
The radio channels. The radio channels. CRN.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. It is a serious situation in Oklahoma City tonight as yet another severe weather system has brought strong tornadoes and destruction to an area already devastated by last week's killer tornado in Moore, Oklahoma. And now another tornado is reported heading into that beleaguered city. Oklahoma County Emergency Management Director David Barnes says there's already severe damage in the area.
We have large tornadic activity coming through the central area of Oklahoma City along Interstate 40. Have a second tornado west of Oklahoma City near the towns of Yukon and Bethany, following roughly the same track.
Several tornadoes have touched down. Interstate 40 has been closed down west of Oklahoma City because vehicles, including tractor trailers, have been flipped due to the heavy winds. Interstate 35 is clogged and has also been shut down in the Oklahoma City area. Weather officials are urging people living in the area to take cover or to head east and south away from the storms. Also at SRNnews.com, a U.S. citizen wrongly accused by Mexican authorities of smuggling 12 pounds of marijuana into the country has been freed.
Mexico-born Yanira Maldonado, who's a U.S. citizen, and her husband Gary were on a bus which was stopped at a Mexican military checkpoint. A stash of marijuana was found under her seat. Her husband said authorities who demanded a bribe originally arrested him, but then turned on his wife. Both vehemently protested their innocence, but Yanira was jailed in the city of Nogales. Security footage cleared her because the couple had boarded the bus with just her purse, water bottles and blankets. For SRN News, James Blair's reporting.
Secretary of State John Kerry is defending U.S. drone strikes after the CIA's killing of a senior Taliban member. Kerry says the U.S. would prefer to detain and prosecute terrorists.
Sometimes lethal action is necessary in order to protect U.S. lives.
This is SRN News.
Because Jan switched to Geico and saved hundreds of dollars on car insurance, her savings account wants to take her to a fireworks show. But it can't. It's a savings account. It can't read where the next fireworks show is in the local paper. Switch to Geico, and every time you see extra money, you'll know your savings account wants to take you to a fireworks show. But remember, it can't. It doesn't know how to read. It is, however, happy that you're saving money.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Sometimes it feels like you'll never find the one God intended for you.
But that person is out there, and ChristianMingle.com can help you find her.
And it's amazing what blessings can follow.
We were married in 2011, and our son was born the next April. If it weren't for ChristianMingle.com, we wouldn't have this beautiful family.
I want to fall in love with you.
Find God's match for you, the way we did.
Join ChristianMingle.com today. Joining is easy and free.
A measure of U.S. consumer confidence jumped to its highest level in almost 6 years in May. More from SRN correspondent Bob Agnew.
The University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index rose to 84.5 in May. That was up from 76.4 in April and the highest since July of 2007. It was buoyed by rising home prices and record stock market gains. Greater confidence could help revive spending in coming months. A better job market contributed to the rise in optimism, and for the first time in 5 years, more consumers said their finances had improved rather than grown worse. Bob Agnew, SRN News.
They're trying to save the whales off the California coast. Large vessels traveling in and out of ports will begin using new shipping lanes developed to protect whales from ship collisions. Migrating blue, fin, and humpback whales are prone to ship strikes since they're often lured to the California shoreline by abundant krill. This is SRN News. Senator John Thune says he is no fan of outside political groups or super PACs, but he accepts them as the current reality.
The South Dakota lawmaker, who is also the number 3 Republican in the U.S. Senate, says he believes every state race is becoming national because of super PACs. He also tells the editorial board of the Argus Leader that the GOP would be best served by putting up a united front against them. The likelihood that the Republican Party would oppose super PACs is slim. especially since Senator Mitch McConnell, the Senate's top Republican, supports unlimited campaign spending of super PACs, citing the First Amendment. Linda Kenyon, SRN News.
Cleveland police say they have made 8 arrests after a brawl broke out at a kindergarten graduation. Officials say spilled punch led 2 teenage girls to start trading blows. That conflict quickly spread, pulling in adults and other teens. More details available at srnnews.com. I'm Keith Peters in Washington.
Want a home security system, but you're not sure which monitoring company to choose? Consider this. Unlike cable and other providers who are new to home security, ADT has been helping protect homes for more than 100 years. Plus, ADT has the most monitoring centers of any service provider, so you can be sure your service will never be interrupted. And now you can get an ADT monitored system worth $850 for free. You pay just a $99 installation charge and monthly monitoring for less than $2 a day. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer today. Call 1-866-669-8954. License number CAAC06320, KY, City of Louisville. 36-month monitoring contract required. General terms and conditions apply. Visit protectyourhome.com/terms. Why choose anyone but the nation's home security leader to help protect your home? Call now 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954.
The LA Wine Fest returns to the historic Raleigh Studios Saturday, June 8th and Sunday, June 9th. Wines, spirits, and brews from around the world will be on tap. Great food trucks, music, hip boutiques, fun seminars, and celebrity cooking demos make this a great day out to share with friends. Your fun is also a good deed. The LA Wine Fest is proud to benefit Food Forward, a local not-for-profit helping feed LA's hungry. Go to LAWinefest.com for more information and to buy tickets now. See you June 8th and June 9th at Raleigh Studios.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the What's Cooking with Wine show. I got to tell you, I'm delighted to be your host for the show this week. My name is Michael Jordan, sommelier for the people. Yep, that's me, master sommelier of the airwaves. Yeah, sometimes they call me the master blaster of disaster, but not so bad this week. We're back at High Time, and man, am I glad to be back home. Holy cats. We're here at High Time Wine Cellars in Costa Mesa in the heart of the Southern California Riviera. Yep. Newport Beach, Costa Mesa, Laguna, all of those beautiful places. Oh, it was an amazingly beautiful day today, not a cloud in the sky. It's gorgeous weather. We got Todd behind the wine bar. We got our good friends here. We're rocking it back in High Time, and I'm telling you, it's a party here. Every Friday when we do our show, the What's Cooking with Wine show, we broadcast live on Fridays from 6 to 7 p.m. Pacific time. And we're back at High Time. We used to broadcast from here for quite some time, but now we're back at the wine bar downstairs at the entry doorway to the wine cellar. And let me tell you, the wine cellar at High Time is a place you could just get lost for hours just looking at the just amazing display of wine they got for sale. They're separated up into countries and sub-districts and categories, and I mean, they got a Burgundy aisle that goes on forever. I mean, it's like bigger than a football field for sure down there, and I got to tell you, it's packed full of great wines. Well, we're here at the wine bar where they're pouring amazing stuff like, are you kidding me, La Turque Côte Rôtie. Holy cats, David Arthur Cabernet Sauvignon. I'm looking at Sandron Nebbiolo d'Alba. We got, oh man, it's Italian night here at High Time, but I tell you what, I got a secret weapon, man. Yep, I got David Reddy Jr. from Murphy Good going to be on the show with us. We're also going to have Clay Moritzen on the show with us tonight, and I'm really excited about our program. I'm happy to be back home at High Time in the cellar where I belong, and we're going to be doing a fun show here weekly. For a while, I believe. We have been broadcasting live from the Ranch Restaurant and Saloon. But, well, we moved back to High Time Cellars down at the wine bar. Holy mackerel, here we are. I'm excited about doing the show back here again because so many regular people and friends we get to see, so many winemakers and wine aficionados. Just, you never know who you're going to see down here. You just never know who you're going to see or run into or bump into down here or what they've got open on the counter here. The Dale's here. He brings his own glasses. The guy brings his own glasses, okay? But he also brings some killer wines when he comes in here, too. All right, so we're going to have some fun. We got Clay Moritzen. We got David Reddy Jr. We have other interesting and fun things we're going to do. More freeform fun with food and wine. Definitely coming up straight ahead on the What's Cooking with Wine show. We are certainly live on CRN Digital Talk Radio. And, I got to say, last week we were so proud to have that Master Sommelier examination in Aspen, Colorado, where, as I told you last week, 4 new Master Sommeliers, freshly minted. Wow, that's a big deal. And coming up in July, from the 7th to the 10th, there will be another Master Sommelier examination in Dallas, where I will be, and I can't wait to see who else can pass this grueling exam and welcome some more Master Sommeliers to the ranks. But, I promise you, we're going to have a fun show tonight. We've got good guests. We've got a great crowd here. We're at High Time Cellars in Costa Mesa we're in the heart of the OC, right here in Costa Mesa, right on the border of Newport Beach. On that side of the street, it's Newport Beach. On this side of the street, it's Costa Mesa. Yeah, we're slumming. It's okay. But I tell you what, man, this is going to be a fun show. I can't wait to have a dialogue with Clay Moritzen and my buddy David Reddy Jr. straight ahead.
Try Fry Vineyards, the Mendocino County organic wine with no sulfites added from America's pioneering organic winery, Fry Wine, the first maker of certified biodynamic wines in the United States. At Fry Wines, our emphasis is on producing organic wine of the highest quality while caring for our planet and palate alike. Check out our website at frywine.com and join the Fry Vineyards Wine Club. You'll receive 20% off all orders and much more. Plus, you can check out our internet-only specials. And go to our crntalk.com website or the frywine.com website and check out Chef Piero's Recipe of the Week. Great biodynamic wines from Redwood Valley in Mendocino County, California. Fry Wines. Go to frywine.com. That's FREYWINE. Frywine.com. Check it out and enjoy great wines at your home tonight.
Welcome back to the What's Cooking with Wine show. This is your host, Michael Jordan, sommelier for the people. Yep, that's me, sommelier for the people, master sommelier of the airwaves. And man, I'm glad to be bringing you this show tonight. So, we're broadcasting to all the lower 48, Alaska, Hawaii, and all the ships at sea. And I am just so delighted to be here with all my pals at, this is the greatest place, High Time Wine Cellars. We're in Costa Mesa, in the heart of the OC. Yep, Orange County. But this is the Southern California Riviera, my friends. And we're just about to be getting into summer. It's warming up, and this place is packed. They're pouring amazing wines over the counter here at the wine bar, and that's where we're doing the show tonight, at the wine bar at High Time Cellars. We are going to be talking with Clay Moritzen. What a great guy, making incredible wines in Sonoma County. And then we're also going to have David Reddy Jr. on the show from Murphy Good and his home in Alexander Valley. And what an exciting group of winemakers we have on the show tonight. I'm excited to be with you, and I say that word excited a lot, don't I? Well, can you tell? I'm thrilled. Hey, reel me in, baby, because I'm getting excited here. Okay, so we know we got Clay Moritzen on the line. He's phoning in from wine country. Clay, are you there on the line with us?
I am, Michael. It's great to be here.
Hey, Clay, thanks so much for taking time on this beautiful spring day and calling in.
It's a pleasure to be here. I feel like we're already in the heart of summer up here. It's nice and warm today.
Yeah, down here too, as a matter of fact, and there's a lot of festivities going on down here. I know they're selling your wine here at High Time Cellars. Well, more than one wine, certainly. But I wanted to talk to you about what you got going on right now. What's like if we were to go online, and what do you got for sale on your website right now? Because not everybody can make it down here to High Time Cellars.
Right now we have our 2012 Dry Creek Sauvignon Blanc, our 2012 Rosé. We've got a little bit of our 11 Chardonnay left. We'll probably be sold out of that in the next couple of weeks. Our 2011 Dry Creek Zin, our 2009 Sonoma Cabernet. And then the Rockpile wines, they pretty much sell out as soon as they're released. I think we may have The Rockpile Ridge Zin and the Rockpile Cabernet are probably the only two that are currently available through the website. The other 11 single vineyard Rockpile wines we make are currently sold out.
Well, those are so highly sought after, man. People can't wait to get their hands on them. But, I mean, the entire lineup that you do is consistently good year to year. And, you know, I'm thrilled to have you on the program with us. Tell us, you know, what have you got in barrel right now that you're really excited about, brother?
I'll tell you what, the 2012 vintage is potentially the best vintage that I've ever worked with. And this will be my 18th harvest making wine. You know, you have other great years, whether, you know, 2007, 97, 2009. But I think the thing about those years is there were certain things that really stood out in those vintages, and other things were okay. In 2012, Michael, everything is unbelievable. I mean, I've had numerous distributors across the country tell me that they think this is the best Sauvignon Blanc we've ever made. I can tell you definitively that the Cabernet and Bordeaux varietals that we have in barrel right now are the best we've ever made. The Pinot Noir, we just finished the blend on the Pinot, the project that I do with Chef Charlie Palmer.
Yeah.
We just finished that last week, and it's the best Pinot we've ever made. I mean, it is such an awesome year. So everyone's really, really excited about the 12s that are hitting the market now, like the Sauv Blanc and the Rosé, and certainly what's in barrel and what's going to be coming in the next couple of years.
Well, I'm just so happy you feel that way because, I mean, I concur. Everything I've seen to this point so far from 12 is rocking, and everything we've been tasting in barrel and whatnot. I mean, definitively, this has got to be the best vintage in the last 50 years as far as I can tell. I mean,
I think it certainly has that potential. I mean, you know, you look at similarities certainly between 97 and 2007 in the sense that they were both, you know, fairly large crops with just optimal growing seasons and good ripe tannins. You know, so the wines were very approachable early. But I really do. I think that the Bordeaux varietals right now are better than both of those previously stated vintages. And I think, you know, 2009 will always be my favorite vintage for Zin. I mean, I shouldn't say always, but up to this point, my favorite Zin is for Zin. But I always kind of put that as an 11 on a scale of 1 to 10. And our 2012 Zins are a 10. I mean, that's how good things are, that we all are going to have our favorites. But
well, up there in Sonoma County and areas around you, 2009 certainly for Pinot Noir as well has been really one of the most incredible vintages in a long string of pretty damn good vintages, man. I mean, let's go back to, I don't know, 2002, you know what I mean? And
yeah, we had a hell of a run between 2 and 2009. That's absolutely right.
I mean, my goodness, you know, because then here comes 5, and then here comes 7, and then 9. Oh man, and then but what you get with 12 is volume along with quality, and some of the wines I just can't wait to try. Wines that I haven't tasted yet out of barrel, and then see how they come together in the bottle from this amazing 12 vintage. I'm really looking forward to it. But what is so cool is that the pipeline is full with quality wines from great vintages, and what the public can count on is that there's a whole lot more that hasn't even made it into the pipeline yet of extremely high quality. Great wines that we're going to get to look forward to. Yeah.
And that hasn't been the case the last couple of years because the 2010 and 2011 harvest were so small.
Right.
You know, the biggest problems wineries have been facing recently is not having enough wine. And so I think you're right. The consumer is really going to be the one that's going to benefit in the next 2 years because as these 12 hit the market, you know, there is an abundance of fruit. And as you said, probably the best vintage in 50 years. And look, my dad always says that any vintage you get one step closer to harvest and nothing catastrophic has happened is a damn good year. And we're looking at 2013, you know, even though we got a long way to go, I mean, it looks unbelievable. I mean, our CP units are up by, and you know, we're 25% higher than we were last year. You know, we're 4 weeks early in bud break. I mean, everything just looks amazing right now. So there's strong potential to have 2 outstanding vintages back to back.
Well, Clay, that's exactly what I wanted to hear, and you were reading my mind on the next question I was going to ask you is how 13's shaping up from your corner of the world, and thank you for that because that just, you know, I mean, you know, I don't want to jinx it. We're not going to go too far on that tangent, but We're grateful for what we get, and it looks darn good. Let's just leave it at that, right?
I like that philosophy.
Yeah, man. Well, so I'm excited to share with the world more about like things like your Chardonnay that I have to be honest and say I'm afraid that not enough people know about, really and truly.
We make such a small amount of it that, you're probably in the right vein that, you wouldn't know about it. It's a funny story. We've always been focused on Zinfandel, Sauvignon Blanc, and then Bordeaux varietals. But when we opened our tasting room, 10 years ago, we'd been making wine for 5 years prior to that. And I'll tell you what, the first word out of, about half the people that walk into the tasting room was, do you have a Chardonnay? And, my family owns about 70 acres of Chardonnay in Sonoma County, and I realized how ignorant I was being, because I just didn't want to be like every other winery in the world and make Chardonnay. Yet, we were really setting our consumers back and a negative impact.
Who knew, man? Who knew you needed a Chardonnay? Hey, stick with me, Clay. Stick with me, Clay. We're going to take a quick break. More straight ahead with Clay Moritzen on the What's Cooking with Wine Show. More freeform fun with food and wine straight ahead. Don't miss it. Don't change your channel. We'll be right back. This is your host, Michael Jordan, sommelier for the people. We're live at High Time Cellars. We're kind of sizzling with wine right here at High Time on the What's Cooking with Wine Show. Don't go away, kids, because I promise you more fun straight ahead.
Tired of calls, levies, and liens from the IRS, or hiring others who don't get the job done? Call Wall & Associates, and you'll never talk to the IRS again. The IRS has a program to eliminate tax debt, and Wall & Associates professionals are trained to maximize its benefits for you. You always speak with a live person with real support and real knowledge. We've helped thousands of taxpayers like you settle their tax debt with the IRS for a fraction of what they owe. We solve tax problems. Call Wall & Associates now. 800-720-6036. We have the professionals who know how to solve tax problems. If you owe money to the IRS, your tax problems are not going away by themselves, and the passage of time will only make matters worse. Act now, before it's too late. Call Wall & Associates right now to speak to a professional tax relief agent. Call 800-720-6036. That's 800-720-6036. Again, 800-720-6036.
You love cars. You love to drive them, talk about them, repair them, and build them. Let's face it, you can't get enough of cars. Well, there's a place that will fill that need, and it's right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio. Join us each Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern for In the Garage with Bodie Stroud. So wipe off those hands, put down those tools, and pull your garage tool up to the bench and join us for an hour in the garage. Brought to you by Steel Rubber Products.
Whether it's a serious fall, fire danger, or other type of home emergency, Life Alert is there for you. The company with its slogan, "Help, I've fallen and I can't get up," protects its members. Here are some of them.
When you have a heart attack like I did and there's no one there, Life Alert was there for me.
Having a secure feeling through Life Alert is ideal.
My independence is possible because of it.
Now, Life Alert can also protect you in a fire emergency with a system that automatically notifies our monitoring center.
Thanks to Life Alert, you can live alone without ever being alone.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-814-4041. That's 1-800-814-4041. Call now, 1-800-814-4041. For a free brochure, call 1-800-814-4041. 1-800-814-4041.
Hey, this is Steve Sanchez. I want you to join me every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time as I bring you real, raw, relevant truth. My show is the alternative to the alternative media, and we'll discuss culture, politics, and info that keeps you in the know right here on CRN Digital Talk. Follow me on Twitter at Real Raw Talk and be part of the Triple R Brigade, and we'll catch you on the other side.
Well, welcome back to the program. Here we are at High Time Cellars. This is the What's Cooking with Wine Show, and I am your host, Michael Jordan. Yes, it's true, Michael Jordan, sommelier for the people, and master sommelier of the airwaves. Yes, that's me, master sommelier of all no, never mind, sorry. Well, we're happy to be broadcasting to all the lower 48 and Alaska, Hawaii, and all the ships at sea. We're back with Clay Moritzen, our good friend. And I got to tell you, Clay, thanks for being with us on the show tonight. I'm excited that we're our first week back at High Time, and we got you on the line, man. Thanks again.
That is one of the greatest wine stores in the world, man. It is truly a spectacular place.
I agree, because it's more than what you would call a wine and liquor superstore. This is a family-owned and run, really cool place to hang out. I mean, I just love it here. I've been a customer here for over 33 years, and for me to be able to be here and do the show here, it's like coming back home, brother.
I remember when we first got our wines into High Times, probably, it's probably been 13, 14 years ago now, and it was just kind of that, such an iconic account in Southern California, and you just kind of felt like, wow, we're really arrived. And not that we made it, but it was kind of that validation, because it was such an iconic place. With, back then Michael Brick was doing the domestic wine, and he's such a well-respected guy. So I'm jealous that I'm not sitting there with you. Not that it's bad in wine country, but I wouldn't mind hanging out in High Times with you.
Oh, well, I'll tell you, man, we would love to be up where you are actually right now, but, there's plenty of time to arrange future programs and actually get you down here on a Friday to do a show live and be pouring your wine at the wine bar and all those kind of things,
We can certainly work on that.
Oh, man, sounds good to me. All right, listen, brother, tell us, if you had it's like picking one of your favorite children. It's hard to do, but if you had, just on this very night, right now tonight, to pick one of the wines that you've got in bottle right now to drink right now, without even hesitating, which one is it?
Believe it or not, I'm going to say it's our 2010 Rockpile Cabernet, mainly because it's available. But I just think that it's such an incredible, exemplification of what makes Rockpile so special. And, I think we often overlook just how unique wine is. And, people get so enamored with scores and all of that. But at the end of the day, a wine should be about two things. It should be a great representation of the place it was produced from and the vintage it was produced. And that is what truly makes it special, is that how many things do we consume on a daily basis, alcohol products or food products, that we know exactly where it came from and when it was made.
Yeah.
And then when you think that there's nothing added to wine, that's what I love about that Rockpile Cab, is that it's just is such an incredible exemplification of that unique growing environment, and there's just nowhere in the world like Rockpile to grow grapes. So that's what I'll be drinking.
Man, so tell us, we got people listening from coast to coast right now, and Rockpile is such a unique place that it was given its own actual appellation or approved American viticultural area by the TTB. And, it's got a huge diurnal shift in that reservoir. But can you just tell briefly what's unique about it to the listening public?
Absolutely. The way I describe Rockpile is that it's got all the attributes that any great hillside environment has. When you're talking about Howell Mountain, Spring Mountain, Sonoma Mountain, you talk about the soil diversity, you talk about the slope, the drainage, the sun exposure, and the wind exposure. So Rockpile's got all those things, but it also has two other unique factors. First of all, Rockpile is only about 11 miles from the ocean. So while it's not a coastal climate, it's a very moderate climate. And then most uniquely, Rockpile is basically a peninsula. It's surrounded on three sides by Lake Sonoma, since the lake is shaped just like a horseshoe. And the Rockpile appellation is the one ridge that runs down the middle. And what that does is it creates an inversion layer. Lake Sonoma is very deep, and it's about 2,500 surface acres. So as the fog blows over from the coast, it gets sucked down to the body of water, and above 800 feet on that ridge line, you have no fog. So you have all the great attributes of any hillside environment. You've got a very moderate climate, and you have no moisture in the form of fog. I mean, it is, on paper, it is literally one of the most perfect environments to grow big red wine grapes in the world.
Thank you so much. I love the way you described that, because you gave us a very visual image and a clear understanding of why it's so good for those varietals you've got planted there. Clay, I want to thank you so much for being on the program with us, brother. What's the website, what's the phone number, and how can we come and see you?
The website is MAURITSONWINES.com. Tasting room is open 7 days a week from 10 to 5, but if you call ahead, we'd be more than happy to schedule a private tasting, and that number is 707-431-0804.
Oh, man, Clay, thanks for being with us. I salute you. Be well, brother. We toast you right here at High Time Cellars. Hey, more freeform fun with food and wine coming up straight ahead. And as promised, we'll be talking to David Reddy Jr. on the What's Cooking with Wine Show. Don't go away.
Come to Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante in Fullerton, California, celebrating 40 years of food, fun, and festivals. Dine amidst the masters in a festive theatrical Italian town square. Enjoy delicious hand-stuffed pastas, tortellini, fresh-baked breads, sauces of the freshest ingredients made from a private stock of Sicilian family recipes. Enjoy our bar and complete wine list and our 5 wines for $10 special. Sunday brunch, just $13.95. It includes champagne, an omelet bar, a wide range of entrees, and a chocolate fountain for dessert. Also enjoy our express lunch buffet Monday through Friday, just $8.50. Come to Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante at 550 North Harbor Boulevard in downtown Fullerton, California. Planning a party? Call Angelo's and Vinci's for your wedding reception, rehearsal dinner, bridal shower, or party. Free banquet facilities and a variety of menus and options are available. Call 714-879-4022. Visit us at angeloandvinci's.com. Like us on Facebook, and don't forget the monsters in the wine cellar.
AJ here from the Tee It Up Radio Network. Each week we cover the world of golf for you. Celebrating 18 years, Tee It Up continues to bring you fresh inside-the-ropes reporting and one-on-ones with Hollywood's most passionate golfers. So stay in the know with the Tee It Up Show, Sunday morning, 6 to 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, live right here on CRN, Digital Talk Radio.
Catch the gang from Tee It Up on CRN1 Sundays, 6 to 8 a.m. Pacific Time, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Listen, if you're considering buying hardwood flooring, don't do anything until you've written down this number and received your free Lumber Liquidators catalog.
The flooring was high quality with an unbeatable price tag.
Call in the next 10 minutes to get your free catalog.
What I bought at Lumber Liquidators is a vastly higher quality than flooring I had installed 6 years ago, and for a fraction of the cost.
So if you want great hardwood flooring at unbeatable prices, trust Lumber Liquidators. We buy direct from the mills. Call right now to get our flooring guide and catalog absolutely free. It's filled with top-quality hardwood flooring, including solid hardwoods, laminates, and bamboos, and even Bellawood pre-finished flooring with a 100-year transferable warranty. The same floor Bob Vila has in his home. This free catalog is full of tips, ideas, and our flooring project list to make your buying decisions easy. Hurry, call right now to get a copy of this free guide and catalog. Call 800-542-0122 to get your free copy now. 800-542-0122. 800-542-0122.
Hey, grab a seat.
Yeah, you should. We need to discuss a few things, like respect,
Loyalty,
and honor.
I'm Albert DeRubio.
And I'm Nicky Barilla.
Join our family every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific for the Wise Guys Sit Down Hour.
Right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Let me take just a moment or two, if I may, and talk about a great place to eat. That's right, for you folks anywhere in the eastern San Fernando Valley, drop into Bob's Big Boys. That's right, in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. Now, everybody remembers the name Bob's. They're getting bigger and bigger every day. And little old Bob carrying the hamburger in his checkered overalls is the same Bob that you remember from back through the years. And, of course, if you want to go in for a great lunch, remember their classic burger, the original double-deck hamburger combination. Delicious 100% pure ground beef in 2 patties with American cheese, lettuce, and our famous Big Boy special sauce. The name is Bob, and I think when you go in, you'll say, by golly, I'm sure glad that I found this restaurant because it's good for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They've got all kinds of things, and all you have to do is remember. Bob's Big Boy in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. It's a great place to eat.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the What's Cooking with Wine Show. My goodness, in case there's something going on, it's going on here. Talking about We're cooking with gas. We're sizzling with wine on the What's Cooking with Wine show. And I'm very excited to tell you that we're at High Time Wine Cellars in Costa Mesa in the heart of the OC. Yeah, in the heart of the OC, in the Southern California Riviera. And sitting next to me is really one truly great guy that I really like and admire and respect and just enjoy hanging out with. But he's a good guy, too, so don't worry. But we got David Reddy Jr. from Murphy Good, and what an incredibly good guy this guy is. Thank you so much for coming down here and taking your time and being with us on the show.
Michael, you know how much I always love being around you. You're one of my favorite people in the industry, and part of what makes this industry so great. So thank you for having me.
Man, it's my pleasure. But listen, I want to ask you so many questions, and we have a little bit of time. But Murphy Good, year in and year out, incredibly good and affordable wines with groovy names, okay? Like All In and Dealer's Choice and Snake Eyes and, just so many more. But I don't care what the varietal is. The price is right. The wine is of good quality. You've been making the wines for a long time, but you have exciting things to tell us about, including Operation Homefront. Would you please go into detail about that for us?
Yeah, Michael, when my dad passed away a few years ago, we're sitting around and we've always played on the name, being Murphy Good, it's all good, or let the good times roll. And, I sitting around and said, well, what if we did something where it was be good to people or do good? And we started talking about working with a charity or, going out and helping people that needed help. And we decided to work with a group called Operation Homefront. It's a nonprofit organization that really helps with emergency funds for military families, those that are left behind, or returning soldiers that are wounded physically, mentally. And it's things, as small as, paying an electric bill, or perhaps redesigning their house to make it handicap accessible if that has now become an issue. And, and it's not a political thing. It's just really paying back to those, who really do make this country be what it is, which is, I always say it's not perfect, but it is the best there is. And God bless, we get to live in such a wonderful, wonderful place. And, sometimes all we have to worry about is whether or not the white wine is chilled. It's been great.
Man, you're so right, and my hat's off to you, brother, because really, truly doing something from your heart that matters instead of for that sound bite or the photo opportunity. It is important that people really know who the heroes are and who the people that are willing to put their money where their faith is and put their money where their mouth is and actually put their action where their mouth is and do something about it. And you folks have been champions of things like this for quite some time. I want to switch gears for a moment and just talk briefly about how amazed and how happy I was about you did a promotion that was really a marketing thing, but it was one of the coolest things I had ever seen or heard of to that time, which was your dream job. And I'm gonna ask you about that, but after that, I want you to flip over and go back to heroes and so forth.
Yeah, our winery slogan is, it's always been, we take our wine seriously, ourselves not so much. And when the social media, it wasn't even a boom yet. To be honest, at the time, I had never even heard of Twitter. And, I'd be asked by, when I was on TV or doing newspaper interviews, and people would say, well, do you tweet? Or and I would just say, look, I don't even know what it is. And so we did a big campaign where, the application was a 60-second video about why you should be, our social media guru, and quite honestly, just teach us about what in the heck it was. And it wasn't that many years ago. I think, got 3 years ago. And so it's amazing now how much the world's changed. In fact, before we even started the show, my handler, Charlie Plummer over here, was taking pictures of us and tweeting them out, just promoting that we were going to be on the radio today. And that's how much the world's changed. And, we're all constantly checking Facebook statuses. And so, our Murphy Good page on Facebook has been incredible. And we run a monthly, it's a contest where you nominate a hero. whether it's someone who's, changing your neighborhood or doing something for schools, or perhaps it is someone that is doing something with the military, and you go on there. One, you nominate them, and then people vote on whether or not you should be the hero of the month. And there's been some incredible stories. And at the end of the month, we take the winner, we donate $1,000 to their charity, and then we do a matching $1,000 to Operation Homefront, and we run it. I think this is the final month, and we're going to take a grand champion. We're going to fly out to their hometown. We've just hired a vet that we call our grill sergeant. We're going to bring the grill sergeant out with us, and we're going to throw a huge party, barbecue in their honor, in their neighborhood. It's going to be a blast. A blast. Good times will be had by all, and that's just one of the things we're doing, and to come back to Operation Homefront, over the last couple of years we've raised a bit over $100,000 for them, maybe $150. But sitting around last December is like, well, how do we do more? How do we do more? And we are going to release a wine this holiday season. It'll be on shelves by October, and it will be called Homefront Red. It'll be a blend of Syrah, Zinfandel, Petit Syrah, Merlot, and basically all the proceeds are going to go to Operation Homefront. And so this year, at a minimum, we've already declared that we will hand them a check for $300,000. But we're really hoping that this year it'll be a check for $500,000, which we'll give to them at the Armed Forces Bowl.
David, man, you're tugging on my heartstrings here, and this is the stuff I'm talking about. We've just been interviewing David Reddy Jr. from Murphy Good, and really, truly, honestly, we've spent about 10 seconds talking about wine, and all the rest of the time talking about good works. And to me, we are ambassadors to the people in as far as our industry of hospitality, food, and wine, but more about this straight ahead. I'm just taken, man. It's uncanny. This is Michael Jordan, sommelier for the people. You're listening to the What's Cooking with Wine show, where our host is David Reddy Jr. from Murphy Good. We're at High Time Cellars in Costa Mesa in the heart of the OC. We're going to be right back, more free-form fun with food and wine straight ahead. I promise.
Hi, this is Larry Minetti. I played Rick on Magnum P.I. This winter, you've got to escape to Hawaii and stay at the Hilton Hawaiian Village Waikiki Beach Resort. Come lounge by your choice of 5 beautiful sparkling swimming pools. Surf or swim on Waikiki's widest white sandy beach. Enjoy water sports at Duke Kahanamoku Lagoon. Visit the shops. Dine at any one of Hilton Hawaiian Village's favorite restaurants and watch awesome fireworks on Friday nights. Hilton Hawaiian Village is Waikiki's only true destination resort. With more of everything, folks. Book today at HiltonHawaiianVillage.com or see your travel agency. And don't forget to say, Rick sent me.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1,800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the What's Cooking with Wine show. This is your host, Michael Jordan, sommelier for the people. Yep, Yeah, I'm your friendly wine guy. That's me. I go out and ferret out the most delicious and affordable and amazing wines, spirits, winemakers, chefs, locations to visit and bring them to you. And that's what we love to do. And we have been having a tremendously good conversation with Mr. David Reddy Jr., really one of my favorite people in the entire industry of wine. When you look at this young man, and I say young man because when I look at David Reddy Jr., I mean, I call him a kid, and not disrespectfully, but admiringly so, because he still looks like he's 28 years old, 27 years old. And I know for a fact he's older than that, but the guy does not age, okay? And I'm an old man, and he's just a young pup, and he's making killer wine. And I just want to point out to y'all, last week, I'm the chair of the LA International Wine Competition and have been for a couple of years now. Before that, I was a judge at the thing for many, many years, and so I've been involved for many years. And what I know for a fact is that Murphy Good Wines garnered so many gold medals and best of class awards for their wines. And at what I don't want you to ever raise your price, but I'm going to say a ridiculously low good price point that's affordable. And there are so many more meals in this country that are going to be good because of good inexpensive wines that we get to drink. You produce incredibly good, very inexpensive wines and incredibly good medium-priced wines, and I want to know, how the hell do you do it?
Well, you know, I guess it was all starting out with some pretty good acreage and vineyards, you know, from our inception. And, you know, you don't have, you know, I just have always felt that you don't have to go out and spend $50 to have a killer bottle of juice. And Tim Murphy, one of our founders, you know, because when we started, you know, we talked about that. Okay, well, you know, maybe this cab should be, you know, we're in Alexander Valley, it should be $40, $45. And Tim Murphy was, you know, being one of the founders, along with my father, it's like, no, that's not fair. We can afford to give it to him for, you know, $15 or $10 or $20. And so, you know, we make wines, you know, Sauvignon Blanc often, you know, you'll find that for $9.99, $10, and sometimes less. And then we do have wines that are $45. But, you know, you can go out, find our wines all over the country, all over the world, but all over the country, and you can go pick up a killer bottle of wine for, you know, $15.
You know, I got to tell you, you know, you have the gift, brother, of blending. You know, and to me, the greatest winemakers in the world can do that one thing, and that's blend well to create high quality at any price. Like your California Appellation Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignons, like Murphy Good California, ridiculously low price, incredibly high quality juice.
I was having a glass of the California Merlot the other day. It was just like, dang, this is good. You know, I mean, I get excited when I have a glass of my wine. It's like, oh my gosh, this is so darn good. And blending has always been, that's like my favorite part of what I do. You know, just sitting around and tasting different components and coming up with the right percentages of this or that. And, you know, I guess the way I've always made wine and have approached it is that I make wines so that I want to drink them. And, you know, I guess when I was really a young man, I just figured, well, you know, if nobody wants to buy it, I guess I'll just drink it all. You know, I didn't want to make a wine that was going to please this critic or that critic. I needed to make a wine that I wanted to drink so that when we sat down at a table to break bread and have a glass of wine, I'd be really proud and excited that we were going to do this together. And, you know, it was just, I guess it was selfish. It was all about me.
Well, I'll tell you what, regardless of what the motivation was, it worked, okay? So what I know for sure is that I personally, in the restaurants that I've owned or managed over the years, have poured your wines by the glass, year in and year out, and by the bottle certainly. And as you've increased the amount of SKUs or different wines that you do produce under the Murphy Good label, you know, I have added more and more and enjoyed those wines. But I mean, I go back to, you know, Liar's Dice Zinfandel that we poured at Disneyland Resort at Napa Rose Restaurant for 10 years, and your great Merlot and other wines that I just love. And then you came out with a Meritage and then a cool name, and then you had a few that we had poker references, and my wife is like she's played at the Ladies California State Championship poker competition. You never know that by looking at her, by the way, but and I don't even know what that means, but my wife is like, she's an ace, man, when it comes to Texas Hold'em, and now you've got poker names on your wines.
Well, it all started with the Liar's Dice, and interestingly enough, I became the winemaker for Liar's Dice in 1998. That doesn't even seem possible. And Liar's Dice was named in tribute to a friendship. It was Tim Murphy and his high school buddies that all moved to Sonoma County would have coffee and play Liar's Dice every morning, and Walt and John, his pals, were our Zinn growers. So we handmade labels, 5 cases, put them out on a table for a growers appreciation party, and everybody's like, oh, that's great. Why isn't the whole thing called Liar's Dice? Totally organic.
Folks, are you listening to this? This is like being a fly on the wall and understanding the culture of winemaking in the country, in the wine country, in the heart of the wine country, in Sonoma County. We got to take a break. We're going to go to a break here quickly, but I just want to say I hope you're enjoying listening to David as much as I am, because this is just so much fun. Of course, you're not in the environment we're at right now at High Time Cellars, but you should be. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break, pause to refresh, and I need to pour another glass of Liar's Dice. Okay, more with the What's Cooking with Wine show when we come back straight ahead.
Hi, folks. This is Larry Minetti, and many of you out there suffer from skin problems. Well, I've been telling you for months how to solve that problem. It's called Herpanacin. It's the most unique and effective formula on the market. It cleans your skin from the inside out. It gets rid of all kinds of acne on your back, your neck, your face, so you can feel and you could look like a movie star. Herpanacin is a natural supplement. It was created by Dr. Wayne Diamond and his staff, and trust me, this really works. I've been on these supplements for over a year now and never had a problem. There is no reason in the world to wake up and be afraid to look in the mirror. You trust Larry. Just try it. Call 888-467-4200. 888-467-4200.
Kim is in a rush and a large tree has fallen on her car. She needs to file a claim. Should she A, strap her claim forms to a caffeinated Falcon, or B, file her claim on Geico.com? The correct answer is B. It's easy to quickly file a claim on Geico.com and set up an appointment with an adjuster. The caffeinated Falcon would probably get disoriented and deliver the claim to some burger joint. Geico.com is much more efficient and doesn't have dangerous talons.
Geico. Wherever, whenever. Just a click away with our free mobile app.
Attention business owners. Did you know that over 50% of people who search for a local business are doing it on their mobile device? If your business doesn't have a website designed for mobile viewing, then you're missing out on a huge amount of new customers. The good news is that ABI Hosting is now giving away a free mobile website with every annual business plan. That's right. Sign up with ABI today, and we'll include a mobile version of your website absolutely for free. This doesn't replace your current website. It's an additional version optimized for mobile viewing that you can also edit and further customize. It's loaded with high-tech features, including click-to-map and the popular click-to-call feature, which makes it even easier for mobile users to find you.
Is this item in stock?
I'd like to make a reservation.
To learn more, call now.
1-800-769-0887. That's 1-800-769-0887. Get your free mobile website now. Again, 1-800-769-0887. That's 1-800-769-0887.
Introducing a faster way to push-to-talk. AT&T Enhanced Push-to-Talk. AT&T delivers more of what your business needs. Instant communication, up to 1,000 contacts, plus a broad array of devices and platforms. Visit your local AT&T store or call 1-877-981-3359 to get your business started today. You push-to-talk, we pushed it further. AT&T, rethink possible.
New activations only. Requires 2-year commitment to eligible voice and data plans plus activation of AT&T Enhanced Push-to-Talk service.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm excited to be bringing you this installment of the What's Cooking with Wine show. My name is Michael Jordan. Yes, I'm the sommelier for the people, and that's you. I hope I'm bringing you some enjoyable time and good information. We've been interviewing David Reddy Jr., the winemaker from Murphy Good, and man, oh man, we've talked about serious and fun and tugged on my heartstrings and a little bit of delightful fun things too as well. In order to recap, I'm going to have David tell us again about, kind of what's for sale right now at Murphy Good. What can we buy? What can we look forward to coming up? I want him to briefly touch on the Homefront Red, and then here, let me tell us what's going on, brother.
Yeah, we've got it all going right now. The Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Grigio, Chard, Merlot, Cab, Liar's Dice, Zin, and you should be able to find Murphy Good all over the place. And if you happen to find yourself up in Sonoma County in the beautiful city of Healdsburg, of course I live there, so I feel really good about it, but I love it. Come up and visit us at the tasting room. We're right off at the square on Matheson, or check us out at murphygood.com. And good does have an E, so make sure you add that E to good. In fact, some iPhones actually autocorrect to the good with an E, which I do appreciate. But yeah, no, come on up and hang out with us. We got the color purple. We hand out some Viking helmets here and there. So it's all about having a good time and lots and lots and lots of fun. So, and come check me out at the Kapalua Wine Fest 2014, where my band with Michael Jordan will be performing there at the Ritz-Carlton. And get your tickets early because they're sure to sell out.
Tell us about Homefront again, man.
And so look for this holiday season. It'll be called Homefront Red. And like I was saying, a red blend, Tizera, Syrah, Merlot, Zinfandel, really up for lots of fruit, jammy, be a crowd pleaser, and all that money is going to go to help support Operation Homefront, again, a nonprofit organization that supplies emergency assistance to military families that are left behind, and of course returning soldiers that are wounded or need the help. It's a feel-good organization. They do a lot of great stuff, and look, those military members and warriors that go off and protect our freedoms, we got to give back. And look, United States of America, as I say, it ain't perfect, but it is the best there is.
David Reddy Jr., thank you so very much for being with us on the program. Man, I can't wait to get you back on the show again. This installment of the What's Cooking with Wine show is winding down. I wanted to say that, certainly brought to you by the Ranch Restaurant and Saloon in Anaheim, California, where they've got an amazing wine destination, fine food, organically grown, healthy vegetables into your repertoire with steaks and seafood and everything, next door to a live country music cowboy club that is off the hook, on Ball Road in Anaheim, California, The Ranch Restaurant and Saloon. Check out their website at www.theranch.com. We're here at High Time Wine Cellars, and that's HITIME, wine cellar down in Costa Mesa in the heart of the OC, and what a fun time we've had here. This is your host, Michael Jordan, sommelier for the people. And before we go, I just want to thank you all for being so supportive, for listening, for sending us your ideas and thoughts. As we transition through the seasons now towards summer, we'll be excited and thrilled to bring to you, as the cuisine slightly changes in the farm-to-table restaurants, we'll be talking about that stuff. And as the cuisine changes in the farm-to-table restaurants, so should the wines, because all those different dishes require different wines. So instead of drinking maybe a Murphy Good Cabernet Sauvignon, you drink the Pinot Grigio. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so as usual, I just want to ask you all, please remember my tagline: share your wine with others, because it makes it so much more delicious. It always does. It's guaranteed to. And when you share your joy, it's doubled. All right, be safe, be well. Peace out, everybody. See you next week.
Around the CRN studios, we pride ourselves on being the station of every situation. Of course, you can always listen live through your local cable TV provider, as well as on our website at crntalk.com. But did you know you can get your favorite shows right on your BlackBerry or iPhone? For example, using Radio Time or Wonder Radio, you can download the newest editions of What's Cooking. Let Master Sommelier Michael Jordan help you pick the perfect wine for that romantic evening with the missus. Download the Sonoma Wine Report and start planning that unforgettable weekend in the wine country. Or just simply get the download on the fastest growing wine region in the country with the Oregon Report. For more information on where to listen to these great shows along with many others, log on to crntalk.com and create your own listening experience today.
The radio channels. The radio channels. CRN.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. From the Texas border to near Joplin, Missouri, residents are being told to keep an eye to the sky and an ear out for tornado sirens. Severe weather's hammering the nation's heartland again with tornado warnings posted in the southern plains. But it is being felt acutely once again in the area around Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Oklahoma County Emergency Management Director David Barnes says emergency crews are locked down right now, so it is difficult to assess damages.
Right now, they cannot respond into this area because it is still under a state of emergency. They are actually relocating fire stations and locating emergency resources out of the path of the storm, and then they will then be backfilling and going back into those areas and begin the initial search and rescue operations.
A state trooper says numerous vehicles have been damaged in the tornadoes that touched down around Interstate 40 near El Reno. The Oklahoma Highway Patrol is now confirming 2 people were killed on that interstate. El Reno Mayor Matt White says he is aware of damage in that region from the tornadoes.
There was some damage down by the airport, but there was some damage that'd be south, really not in our city limits, but about a mile and a half outside of our city limits between us and our neighboring sister, Union City.
A supercell thunderstorm produced the number of tornadoes as it hit suburbs west and east of Oklahoma for several hours this afternoon. More Oklahoma wasn't hit in the main wave, but winds and rain moved through the community just before sunset. Also at SRNnews.com, Houston's fire chief says the 4 firefighters who died fighting a motel fire today were looking for people they thought were still trapped in the burning building when the roof collapsed. Fire Chief Terry Garrison says by doing so, they took the highest amount of risk possible. Garrison says everyone inside the building is accounted for. 6 other firefighters were injured. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 209 points. The Nasdaq dropped 35. The S&P lower by 24. Oil down at $91.97 a barrel. This is SRN News.
Ladies, when was the last time you were happy with your body? If you're like most women, it was before you turned 40. That's because age 40 is when hormonal imbalance starts causing symptoms like hot flashes, sleeplessness, low energy, irritability, and many more. It's not your fault. And you don't have to let these symptoms reduce your quality of life anymore, because now we have Amberen. Amberen is clinically shown to balance hormones and relieve the uncomfortable symptoms of menopause safely and effectively. In fact, Amberen is so powerful, we promise you'll love your body again. Right now, you can receive a guaranteed risk-free trial of Amberen with a 30-day supply free. Call now and we'll send it to you today. 1-800-607-1909. And when you call right now, you'll also receive our amazing weight loss program for women over 40, absolutely free. But you have to call now at 1-800-607-1909. That's 1-800-607-1909.
Americans cut back on spending in April after their income failed to grow.
The Commerce Department says there was a 0.2% decline in consumer spending in April. That follows a 0.1% increase in March and a 0.8% uptick in February. Meanwhile, income was unchanged in April, following a 0.3% hike in March and a 1.2% increase in February. The retrenchment in spending suggests consumers may be starting to feel the impact of higher taxes.
That's SRN's Jeremy House reporting. Relatives of a 33-year-old Michigan mother killed during fighting in Syria say they were contacted by the FBI after Nicole Lynn Mansfield took a previous trip to the Middle East. Mansfield aunt tells the Associated Press today that agents wanted to know why Mansfield had traveled to Dubai a couple of years ago, but family members didn't know. Relatives say FBI agents visited again yesterday to inform them of Mansfield's death. This is SRN News. New York City 911 operators were forced to resort to pen and paper to communicate emergencies to dispatchers this week.
Seems a piece of the new system for the country's largest 911 hub failed. It's the latest glitch in the $2 billion drive to upgrade the aging system that failed during the 9/11 attacks. Still, city officials say no noticeable delays were detected, and a spokesman says the replacement of any large system will have some kinks. Rich Thomason, SRN News.
A federal judge is ordering Google to comply with FBI warrantless demands for customer data. The judge rejected Google's argument that the so-called national security letters were unconstitutional and unnecessary. Google could appeal. The FBI bars recipients of the letters from disclosing to anyone, including customers, that they've received the demands. More details at srnnews.com. I'm Keith Peters in Washington.
Attention business owners, if your company is having trouble paying its bills, there are many ways your creditors can hurt you. They start by calling you at work, then at home. Then they call other family members that guaranteed payment. They can sue you, take your assets, freeze your bank accounts, and threaten your very way of life. If you don't handle these matters properly, you could lose everything. The good news is that you don't have to live like this anymore. Corporate Turnaround has helped thousands of small business owners reduce their debts and buy them the time they needed to pay their creditors. Rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau, Corporate Turnaround will immediately go to work handling your most difficult debts and keep your creditors from putting you out of business. The call is free and so is our consultation. That's right, we'll provide you with expert advice right now absolutely for free as part of this special radio promotion. Visit us now at profitfromdebt.com or call 1-800-505-3894. 1-800-505-3894. 1-800-505-3894.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD, host of Healthline. Join me live and hear the latest breakthrough information for you and your family. This month's special is Melatonin PG, the world's first live source probiotic-generated melatonin for premier brain, sleep, immune, and antioxidant support. Buy 2 bottles, get the third one free. Call 800-370-3447.
And listen to the Healthline radio show Monday through Friday at 2:30 p.m. Pacific Time, 5:30 Eastern, here on CRN.